got to have a concept. You have a great concept. You guys are doing it, man. And it's an honor for me to just be, a small rock, man, in your mountain. I'm going to pop a top in your honor. Mr. Doc Walker blessed us with his presence, and now
we want to welcome in our next special guest, Haley Skarupa. She's a three-time world champion in women's ice hockey and most recently won Olympic gold with Team USA.
The Cap Stadium Series is definitely my favorite, obviously. I'm a huge Caps fan, I always have been, and to be there at that game with my teammates and for us to bring, our gold medals to there and share it with everyone in this area was really, really special for me, and just the support and it's been tremendous from everyone in this area, and you can feel that there at that game.
Welcome to Sports on the Hill podcast. Hashtag DC Sports Without the Politics with Carol and Robbie on True Radio Network.
Thirty-four, 33,
32, 31. Yeah, we're
yep.
good.
Okay, Janaya and I are synced.
Me and Cheryl Ann nailed it.
Where are you at, Gil?
Of course, I didn't have to do anything.
I'm at they're still showing the lineups now for the other team, so I can't. Okay, yeah. I'm at 18-17, so I'm stopped. It's at the end of a stoppage, so I'm at 18-17 right now.
Yeah, I'm at that stoppage too. They're showing the Utah coach.
All right.
I somehow got behind again. They're just showing Ovi skating around.
All right, I'm at 18-12. Let me know when you're there.
Okay. So I'm right. Okay, I'm paused. I'm like a few seconds behind now.
I'm at 18-17.
Okay, that's where I'm at.
Okay, so I'll let you know when it's 18-12.
All right, just press play and then let me know when it's 18-12.
I'm at that face-off.
Yeah, I'm at 18-17 in the face-off.
Okay. I'm running it down
16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10.
All right, we're synced now. People are so confused because
close enough anyway.
We just came in live to that, but so I'm
amateur hour.
Exactly. All right, so welcome to Sports on the Hill podcast, episode 355. We are watching a live hockey game, and we're trying to sync it across different countries. In fact, and so we're at about 1750, and so I think we're pretty synced now. We are watching the very first game ever in Utah. And I'm joined by Jenaya Talks Caps. You see, how are you doing today, Jenaya? Or tonight, I guess.
I am doing great, especially after another big victory last night, back-to-back, 5-2 wins.
Yeah.
Love to see it. Ovechkin hat trick. I could not be in a better mood today. That's all I need.
Yes, that's awesome. So we got Gil from the Power Play Point podcast, and just coming off of a recording with C4 that they did this weekend, and so we have both of them on today's show. Gil, how are you doing tonight?
I am a box of fluffy ducks, and as Jenaya said, Ovechkin hat trick.
Yes.
So, couldn't be better.
Perfect. Yes, exactly. In fact, I'm just under the hat trick that I got at his only playoff hat trick. Oh no, that is not the start we wanted.
No.
Yeah.
Oh shoot.
Well, hold on a second, Robbie. Don't we lose pretty much every game that you do one of these?
Yes, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not the best luck for them. I'm very happy there's not many Monday night games this week. Or this year. So, but an early goal scored by the Utah Hockey Club.
Oh, that was ugly too.
Yeah. It was an okay stop, but unfortunately the rebound came up to him and he's just on the doorstep. And it's a pretty early 1-0 lead, 16:55 into the first period. There's left in the first period, I should say. And unfortunately, the inaugural season here for Utah is looking pretty good against the Capitals. But we'll see. It's still very, very early in this game. So so we got Gil and we've got C4. I'm super excited to bring all four of us together to watch this momentous moment. Not often do we get to watch our team play in a new state. And oof, that's another shot on goal. This time we stopped it though. I'm going to set up a couple of things in the background, and Gil was nice enough to capture all of the shot charts from this week. And so I'm going to see if I can make myself a co-host and quickly share a screen, and we can all watch some of these effects together. And so this is that, and then I go to the hockey setup, which is over here, and I make this thing a little bit bigger to there. All right. Now I've done the magic, we can talk about the goals. Gil, why don't you start us off here? This is the first game that was against Toronto, which had an unfortunate ending into it, but it started off well for us.
That it did. So 11-12 into the first, Taylor Radish starts us off. So we're held here for right now. Okay, there we're going.
Sorry,
okay, so Van Riemsdyk shoots it around the boards. Dubois picks it up, gets it over to Connor McMichael, who streaks it in and then gets it over to Radish on the wing. And I think this is the one where he throws it at the net and it deflects off a Leaf player and in, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
That's what it looks like for sure. Jenaya, what were some of your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I love the start. I was definitely feeling positive with the start that the Caps had. I thought we kind of kicked their ass for the first half of that game at least. So I was feeling good. You guys know, living up here in Canada, I do not like the Toronto Maple Leafs. You have to hear about it for like 6 months every time you lose a game to them. So I was really hoping that we would pull this one out. I know we didn't beat them last season, but obviously this is a new year. So I had a lot of hope for this game. I love the start here. Great goal, just throwing the puck on net. And that's been something that's been consistent like through this whole season, is just get to the net, right? Like that's where the goals are scored. So love to see that, and love to see Connor McMichael and Pierre-Luc Dubois picking up an assist, because I think Pierre-Luc Dubois could have a lot more points than he actually has right now. He's made a lot of stuff happen out there. He just hasn't always gotten credit for it on the score sheet. So love to see him get the assist as well.
Yeah, for sure. C4, what are some of your thoughts?
Like y'all said, it was a great start to the game. We came out playing hard. I particularly like this goal. I like seeing Connor McMichael starting to come into his own, not only with the goals, but also with assists, and actually seeing where plays can come and develop and stuff. And he was actually right there to catch the rebound if it hadn't deflected off the other player. So it's good to see all that too. And like we all said, unfortunately it didn't have the way we wanted it to, but it was a great start to this game.
For sure. All right, let's, for the sake of time, there's a lot of goals to go through this week, so we're gonna keep it going here. Dylan Strome gets the next goal, and Gil, you can take it from there.
Okay, so Caps win the draw, and Ovi looks like throws it around the corner to Roy, who gets it to Protas, and then Strome kind of just charges it in from there for the 2-1 lead.
Yep. Jenaya, what are some of your thoughts?
Yeah, Dylan Strome again, right? Like he's been unbelievable this season. I think I believe he's still on pace for like 125 points or something like that. So, great goal by him, and that top line has really just been flying all season long. So, love to see it, and hope obviously that it continues. And I think it will, because the way that they're creating these goals is really, really sustainable. Like they're doing it with their size and their forecheck, and just banging bodies and making things happen. So yeah, I've loved the way that line has played, and love to see Dylan getting on the board again here.
Yeah, unfortunately, our captain just took a hooking call, and so Utah's on the power play here. Which they haven't played particularly great hockey on their power play, and we've had a pretty good kill, but I don't want to jinx anything. But I think that this actually isn't as much of a disadvantage as one might think in certain circumstances. C4, any other thoughts on Dylan Strome and his hot start?
No, it's just good to see the guys clicking as a unit. I mean, like we talked about the last night, that line is just chef's kiss. I don't know how else to describe it. It's just really, really good to see them going.
Yep.
And Protas finally coming into his own and starting to use his body and his reach.
That's a great segue. The next goal to make it 3-1 here in the second period is a Protas goal. And Gil, want to sort of walk people through this one?
So this is a nice start to the play by Strome, actually, and then Sandin gains the zone, and then basically it's an abbreviated 2-on-1 with Ovechkin and Protas. Ovechkin crosses the line, gets it over to, or Protas crosses the line, gets it over to Ovechkin, who gets it back to Protas. One thing about Protas, you got to love how I don't know what he did over the summer, but he's improved his speed a lot. He wasn't a bad skater, but he's become a very good skater. He's not only winning board battles, but he's getting to the net a lot faster this year, I've noticed.
Can I add something to that before we move on quickly?
Please.
Because I love what Gil just said, because that's so true about Protas and a bunch of the other Caps young players as well. And the Caps actually, they do this on purpose. Like they've said this, like they draft these kids who have like a really high hockey IQ and they're good at everything else. They just have weaker skating. And like Protas would be one of them. Hendrix Lapierre was one. He was not a good skater when they drafted him. Andrew Crystal is another one. Like that's been named as his one weak spot, is he was not a great skater. But they draft them on purpose because they have, and this is why I wanted to mention it, just shout out to Wendy Marco, because that's their skating coach, right? And that is who is getting these kids to this level where they go from being kind of not the best skaters to now all of these guys are like freaking flying out there. They're all great skaters. So, and anybody who watched the training camp knows as well, like Andrew Crystal, he's flying as well now too. So she's the one, Wendy Marco, shout out to her. She gets all of these guys whipped into shape in terms of the skating. And that's why the Caps don't mind drafting these guys who have the weaker skating, and because that's something that they can work on and fix and turn them into great players.
Yeah, exactly. C4, any final thoughts on this before we shift it over?
No, I think y'all said it all. And y'all have to pardon my expressions. I have a cat trying to climb up into my lap, and he has claws.
Yes,
we had the discussion last night.
Yeah. All right. So so I guess that was the end of the scoring for the Caps in that one. We unfortunately did lose that game. Toronto came back, some questionable calls at the end, but we also just need to not put ourselves in that position.
Wait. Sorry. I heard Marcus screaming downstairs. We scored.
Caps got one.
Yes.
Got one back. Got one back. Looks like Strome.
Dilly.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Well, that's important. So we were just talking about Dylan Strome. So it's that's funny that Marcus is going to be our goal horn from down below. I kind of love that. Which I'm happy I didn't turn on my goal horn because it would totally like screw us up. So
nice, a nice one. Okay, so Strome's in the slot. He gets around two defenders. Basically, he goes to the left post and banks it off the goalie's leg.
It was fantastic.
That's a crazy angle.
Wait, I just heard him scream again, so I don't know what happened.
Oh wow.
Maybe offside? No.
Yeah.
No,
here they come again. Here they come again.
No. I'll tell you.
They got it. They got another one.
Duhaime.
Oh,
wow. Lightning in a bottle.
Attaboy, Marcus. Attaboy.
He's down in the basement.
Human goal horn.
Yeah. Well, the other night, this game, I missed the first couple of periods, and I was pulling into the garage, and I heard him yelling at the TV in my car with the door closed in the garage. He was in my family room. I heard him yelling at the TV at the refs. So
hey, there's nothing wrong with that. That's
wait.
Me too.
He just heard another woo. So I don't know if we got another one, but
that'd be great.
Yeah, we did actually. The app just showing. Wait, no, that's shots on goal.
No,
sorry.
you're kidding.
No,
if only.
Actually, they gave that one to Dowd.
Yeah, no. Okay, so for the folks at home, so it was Duhaime starting to play, charging towards the net. He broke his check. Dowd had a defender draped all over him, managed to take the pass and get it on net and passed Ingram for the goal. I don't know how he did it. An amazing shot.
What an unbelievable response. Like, I feel like, I don't know if you guys feel the same, but anytime that we've been scored on first this season, I'm so calm. It's like, I feel like we're going to correct it and come back anyway.
Yeah, there's none of that. There's none of that. Oh God, here we go. They're playing behind. They're chasing the game. There's none of that this year.
Mm-mm. I mean, last year it was like when we'd let a goal and you're like, oh God, are we going to be able to get a goal tonight? Like, but
yeah,
this year you just feel like they're going to get 5, 6, 7, 8 every night. So it's been great.
Yeah, I agree. So I'm just sharing this to a bunch of groups, and they'll, knowing Facebook, they'll probably ban me for spam. But I want a lot of friends to come see us. So whether or not, Facebook thinks that or not. But anyway, yeah, it's 2-1 Caps here. The Wizards game is really atrocious. I don't even want to kind of bring it up anymore. But the Dallas Cowboys are fortunately still losing, but not by as much as I would like. So, but I'm okay if all the luck goes to the Capitals. I'm okay with that. As well. Let's get in. So yeah, basically we didn't put them away in this Toronto game where we had a chance on the empty net to put it by a 2-goal lead. They're able to score coming down the ice with just under a minute left. And then unfortunately we had opportunities in overtime. Ovechkin had a great one, but off of a rebound with a 3-on-3 hockey, if you don't score, it goes back the other way pretty quickly. A questionable goalie maneuver on whether or not he should have come out for it. They were calling for him to come out and play it. I think that would have been the better versus having to play him one-on-one.
Why don't we ask? We've got an expert in house. Why don't we ask her?
Yeah, Jenaya, what would you do?
That's why I'm nodding my head yes. Yeah, I definitely thought he should have come out to play it. I think he just, like, in his mind, he hesitated a bit in the beginning. And when you hesitate a bit in the beginning, like, you almost lose your opportunity to come out and play it, because then they're going to get around you and it's going to end up in the back of the net. So I think he had that, it looked anyway, like he had that split second of hesitation in the beginning. And then he was kind of like, oh crap, well now I can't come out. But yeah, definitely I would have liked to see him come out and play that one, especially when it's John Tavares. Like, the guy cannot skate anymore. Like, you had a minute to go out and get that puck, so yeah. I definitely would have liked to see him play it, but yeah, it's all good. Thompson's been incredible this season, so I'm not going to say too much against him.
Got to get a loss at some point. So if his first loss is going to still get us a point, then that's kind of the best case scenario. And it was I think it was funny. Last week we kept on going back and forth with the three of us, Gil, me, myself, and Anna, on talking about, do you flip the script and have him play the 2 games, or do you keep on going with this every other that had been? So this technically he was playing a couple of games in a row up to this point. And I think that they made the right call, because I think that he was well within rhythm. We're on the power play. I didn't miss. What was their penalty?
Hold on. I have the app up. It was
I think it was Valimaki interference.
Yeah, on Vrana.
Oh, okay.
I didn't want to interrupt anybody. I don't know if somebody saw my hand signal.
I did not. I'm sorry.
No, I missed
I was
it.
doing I was doing a little finger spelling, or trying to.
Oh.
We'll see what happens here on the power play. We're 10:15 left in the first period. If you're watching on delay with us, but Marcus and others are not.
No, apparently he's ahead of us by quite a lot. So
it's because you guys had to wait for Canada. Blame Canada.
That's right. It's all Canada's fault.
But yeah, so in the back of the net, and so that's how that Toronto game ended. But then the next game I thought was really good for us to go to Colorado and put together a great game plan here. Unfortunately, they scored first, but just like in the game we're watching tonight, we got the next goal to tie it 1-1 by Jacob Vrana. And Gil, why don't you break this down right now, and I'll let you know if anything happens on this power play.
Okay, so beginning of the clickage for the power play, the resurgence of the power play here. Mangiapane starts the play here. Dubois involved. Everybody was involved practically. They all crashed the net. For crying out loud, Chikrin created a screen too, and just great net front presence. And then Vrana whaps it in from the right circle. Great shot by him. I love seeing him on the power play.
Stand by, Ovi.
Oh.
Power play goal. That's a power play.
You're a hockey god.
It's full strength. It was 1 second after.
Yeah, just as it ran out. Holy cow.
Oh, this guy is my spirit animal with the sign there. Guys, they come to Vancouver in January, right? At this rate, he might break that record in January. The way he's going.
He keeps going.
I know, right?
And it's looking. I'm going to be Mrs. Blue Liner and I are going to be at the bobblehead game on March the 7th against Detroit. He may well have it in hand by then if he keeps going like this.
Hey, Gil, that's a good chance for that one.
Yeah.
That's good timing for that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm extremely stoked for that game.
Yeah, that's exciting. I may have
Not that I want him to hit a slump or anything, but
right. No, exactly. 4 goals and 2 nights there for Mr. Alex Ovechkin. And just wild. All right, we talked about this for on a goal. We're gonna keep on going here. Connor McMichael, who's right now also a top 5 in the league goal scorer, gets his 11th of the season. And Gil, I'll let you take it from there.
TVR starts it, gets it over to Wilson, who does all the dirty work, drawing the defenders, and then Connor McMichael must be eating impossible whoppers because this is an impossible shot he made that goes through a lot of arms and legs and into the net for his 11th.
Yeah, definite seeing eye puck there.
Yeah, wow. That's what I love about this view is you can see how many bodies are out front and just how many times we've now done this goal scoring thing for like at least 5 weeks. And it's the same story every time. It's like we wait for a pile to get in front and somehow we get it through the maze of people, which is really impressive. Jenaya, what are some of your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, just that obviously I'm loving Connor McMichael, and I'm loving that we're finally seeing what everybody said about him when he was in the draft in 2019, which is that he had the best or one of the best shots in the entire draft. And I think now that he's got that confidence, he's finally starting to really use his shot. And like he hammered this one, like it was posted in, beautiful shot. And yeah, the kid is just on fire. I remember watching him like back when he was playing for Canada in the World Juniors. Actually, I believe that was the first article I ever wrote on the website that I'd started, Jenaya Talks Caps. It was about Connor McMichael after watching him in the World Juniors and how Caps fans are going to love him. So I feel vindicated now. It took a little longer than we thought, but he's really coming into his own. And shout out to Spencer Carberry as well, because I think he's a big reason as well why all of these young kids are just having that confidence and playing so well.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I totally agree with that. It's just so nice to see him. I was a little nervous when they said they were putting him on the wing this year because he had struggled with it so hard the last couple of years. But, you know, with Wilson and blanking on the name, Dubois. Yeah, with the support from those two guys and having Wilson on that other wing, I think has just been really great for him because he's now got that confidence and he knows he's going to have someone to back him up when he's on that wing. So it's really good to see.
Building on that, if you've been paying attention to these Game Center goal visualizers, a lot of McMichael's goals have actually been scored from the center position. So he might be assigned to the wing, but because of what you guys have just been saying about Wilson and Dubois making so much room, that frees him up. He's the best skater, probably one of the best skaters on the team. Has become the best skater on the team, or one of them anyway. And that's given him so much freedom, so much room to just create plays from the center, even though, officially he's a wing.
Yeah, and that's why we liked him at center. It is his speed up the middle. Like he's got so much speed and he just blasts through the middle of the ice. So I agree with Gil. Like we've been seeing that a lot. A lot of his goals have been kind of just like cutting through everybody right up the middle, like a knife through butter, right? That's how I like that's how I like to see it. Like he just kind of slices through everyone. By the way, this has nothing to do with anything, but shout out to my Uncle Brad if he's watching this right now. Your Boston Bruins down 5-1 to the Columbus Blue Jackets.
Ooh.
I love the chirping that's constantly on Facebook.
Going great out there in Boston.
Oh, ouch.
Yeah. So we talked about this a little bit last week, Gil, with Ovi sort of switching up positions. I see that a lot throughout our lineups, that people are lining up with certain letters and names next to, like, whether they're left wing or center and stuff like that, but they're not necessarily using them in the conventional way that way, and they're really shifting them around and overloading a side, and you've seen some great results from that.
This is what it's all about. It's twofold. Spencer Carberry is not one of these stuck in the traditional formation coaches, like what we used to have. I'll put it that way. Also, he trusts his players to be in the right spot and make the right decision.
Yes.
Yeah, the reason the Caps offense has been so lit this season is because they kind of, you can see like he's kind of given the players a little bit, not even a little bit, a lot more freedom than they had in the past under a coach maybe like Peter Laviolette. Like he's given them a lot of freedom when they're on offense, like coming through the neutral zone and in the offensive zone. Like as long as they're not turning the puck over, he doesn't care. Like you can do what you want. Like you don't have to stick to your side of the ice. Left wingers don't have to stay on the left. Right wingers don't have to stay on the right. Like you can kind of crisscross and do what you want. And that's why they've been so hard to defend, because like nobody can predict what they're going to do out there. And that's what you're seeing on all of these goals.
Yeah, I love it. The fact that they're all moving around, the creativity, if you will, the freedom to make that best shot. It, instead of looking for the best shot, it's already there because they're allowed to position themselves where they need to go without, like you said, all that conventional left on the left, right on the right, center in the center. It allows them to be more creative and open up the opportunities to get shots like this.
And they've also been able to build a lot of chemistry within the lines because he's actually leaving the lines alone. Like the top line has been the top line since game 2, right? Like we started game 1 with something a little bit different. After we lost the first game to the New Jersey Devils, he puts Protas up on that top line with Strome and Ovi, and he's left it that way for the entire time. And likewise, the line of Dubois centering Tom Wilson and Connor McMichael, that's been left alone all season. So they've been able to build a lot of chemistry as well, which is how I think they're finding each other so well out there, because they just have a sense of where each other is going to be on the ice. It's really hard when you play hockey to, like if the coach keeps mixing up the lines, it's really hard to be able to build and find that chemistry. And that was something that drove me absolutely nuts when Peter Laviolette was here, was like the lines were different every single game. So I'm really happy that Carberry's kind of leaving them alone and letting them build that chemistry. And you can see that it's working. Like they're scoring goals like crazy. So,
yep.
Yeah. So I
100%.
do want to say that I believe that, if I'm correct here, we just got a penalty.
Yeah.
Ovechkin.
Yeah.
It's a bench one. Too many men on the ice. So I was worried about this. So let me set the tone of the last couple of minutes here while we've been chatting. Ovechkin threw to what he thought was a winger, but it was a vacant wing, and because his mates had gone for a line change, so the last person remaining had to scramble back. They were playing on their heels. A lot of opportunities for Utah to come in and score a goal. Fortunately, we were on our heels a lot, but we were able to get it out. But we just never got momentum coming out of our zone. And so when the next line change happened to try to finish the line change that they were doing before, they ended up stuck with a too many men on the ice penalty. So they kind of threw themselves. Like, I wish Ovi had just held it instead of, like, it kind of snowballed there. I mean, it happens, but I just wanted to explain how that all went down for people that are maybe listening. Yeah, let's get on to the next goal. And this one, the Connor McMichael one made it 2-1. And then he made it 3-1 as well. And this one was an unassisted goal, basically because he ripped it off and shot it in himself. And a beautiful play. And we talked about forecheck, creating offense. And Gil, any other thoughts on this one?
Oh, I've been waiting all week for this sucker.
Yeah.
The most beautiful no beast goal on this one, although Connor kind of was a beast. So Dubois on the forecheck here. Connor picks it off, as you said. Okay, well, it picks it off in the most unusual way. So it goes off his snout. He turns the defender inside out, and then he leaves no doubt that he's the best Connor Mick in the whole damn league right now. Sweet moves all around. This was the game winner, and you could see why. He's really feeling it this year, and I just love it.
Jenaya, I know you've been such a big fan of his. What are some of your thoughts on this?
Yeah, just like chin music. Like he takes the puck off the chin and he just like is completely unfazed and he just continues on. On one of the best moves of the season on the defenseman there and just completely walks him. And then on the backhand, just rips it again, post and in. So unbelievable goal. It was probably my favorite goal of this week, or well, I don't know if I can say that. Every goal that Ovechkin scores right now is probably my favorite goal. But
well, of course, but
it was my favorite non-Ovechkin goal of the week. Let's put it that way.
There we go.
That's fair. What are some of your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, like what she said, it was just, I watched the highlights of this game. I didn't see, no, I saw the first 2 periods. So, but yeah, I didn't realize it hit him in the nose until I saw the replay. So, or the face until I saw the replay. But yeah, that's what, he's a tough cookie. He's just like, I'm going to shoot this puck, and he goes in, and it's phenomenal to see.
So it kind of reminds me a little bit of almost like the broken nose game that Ovechkin once had, where he got his nose broken and then he came back and had like 4 more points in the game.
Yes.
And I was actually at that game. There's been a couple actually, but this one was against Toronto, where he scored like 40 seconds in. Then they got a couple of goals against him. Then they like broke his nose somehow. And he came back all, bloodied up, but came back and had the next 4 assists. So, which at the time everyone's like, oh, Obi the goal scorer. And it's like, nope, he like found ways to, I've never seen someone assist on 4 straight goals after scoring before. I mean, it was just kind of a remarkable thing. Unfortunately, is this another penalty on us?
That's what they just opened the Caps penalty box
door. It's a
door.
Dylan Strome minor.
Yeah, so it's a 2-man advantage for 25 seconds.
Now what is it? Another too many men on the ice. Okay, that's a problem.
I don't know if I didn't see much of the replay, but that one looked pretty
ticky-tacky,
close called to me. Yeah.
So they got 5 on 3
here because this is kind of nuts. We have 20 seconds left on the 2-man advantage, and they're playing on the outside there.
You love when they clear the puck for you on the 5
Oh,
on 3.
Yeah.
Okay, cleared it out. Ooh.
Okay, 2-man is killed.
And now Ovi's on the PK. That's interesting.
90 seconds left on the man advantage.
Ovi on the penalty kill. That should be interesting.
Well,
that doesn't happen very often.
Well, we saw what he can do on defense, given half a chance.
Oh, he can play defense. He can play defense.
He has had some unbelievable back checks this season at 39 years old.
That's true.
Crazy.
He does.
He blocked a shot last night, too, that, like, I was worried. I thought it broke his foot, but Russian machine never break. He just gets right back on the ice for the next shift. So.
Bodies flying everywhere, but they managed to throw it.
Didn't he have that save when the other night? Wasn't it Ovi that made that save the other night?
That's what, yeah.
Or is that what you were talking about?
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, that was glorious.
Well, yeah, he had the one last night where the guy had like literally a wide open cage, and Ovi just comes back on the back check and just takes it away from him.
Yeah, that was amazing.
30 seconds.
Come on, we can do this.
Okay, Utah cycling. No, all right, they clear it.
Tell me when you get to 10 seconds.
Okay, 15 left on the power play. Utah has one last gasp.
Okay, I'm about 3 seconds behind you, but that's fine. 10, 9.
And they clear. Okay, they clear it, and they actually have a 2-on-1 break now, just as a penalty expires, and it's ruled out of play, but the Caps kill it.
Okay.
Penalty kill's been awesome. I think it's up to, is it 3rd in the league now? 4th in the league?
Fourth,
something like that.
4th at the start of the game. They're building on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Ooh, that was close.
that was Eller just now with that 2-on-1 chance.
I'm so happy we got him back. That's something we haven't talked about yet. Is like what a great addition, and just it hurt me so bad to see him in Pittsburgh's uniform just last week.
Oh God, it was awful.
And then just to have him back, all of a sudden, I was like, man, I wish we had him back. And then it happened like so quickly afterwards. And
I know.
It's so funny because a lot of Pittsburgh fans were very like, man, I didn't want to lose him, but I'm happy he went back to you guys, which I thought was an interesting, thought process.
Really? Every Pittsburgh fan that I saw was like, oh my God, why the Caps though?
Here's something funny. He was one of their best players at the time.
Yeah.
He has been one of their best players this season, for sure.
What the hell are they thinking over there?
I don't know.
Fire sale?
Well, they said they had too many centers coming up in the pipeline. They wanted to give some young guys a chance.
Oh, bullshit. They don't have any centers coming up in the pipeline.
I was saying, I don't think they have
No, they have
anybody
nothing.
coming up in the
That was
pipeline.
literally what the GM said. I don't know.
Kyle Dubas is out to lunch, man. That guy is, yeah.
He's out to something.
I said that when they hired him. They're going to regret that one because I watched him work up here in Canada and Toronto for many seasons. And yeah, he's something else.
Yeah. They hated him at Toronto. He was a scapegoat for years.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. We're in the McNugget minute, but the Caps are pinned in their own end.
We want
What are you at?
nuggets.
How much time left?
I'm at 40 seconds.
I'm at 42.
Oh, I'm at 32.
Oh, wait.
Oh,
I'm at
okay. So
wait.
Caps are on a break. Dubois got it behind the net. Caps are closing in. Point shot by Carlson. It's in!
Oh!
I heard it. Yeah, I was gonna say I just heard a yell from downstairs. So
We're all on different times now, but it's fine.
Wait, why are they saying no goal?
Wait, what?
Oh no.
No.
Why?
Are they saying it's offside?
Carberry's pointing upstairs, which means he's going to challenge it.
Are you gonna challenge it?
He's gonna
Yeah,
challenge
they
the
just
call.
they waved
They're
it.
saying goalie interference.
What?
Wait.
What? No way. That is not. Absolutely not. No.
Baloney sauce.
Oh
what
my
the
god,
hell?
this is like the Carlson one against Toronto, you guys. This is exactly the same.
Okay, I've got the replay now.
No, there's no way.
No, this is the D-man shoving our guy in front of the goalie.
Yeah, that is
Definitely
not.
challenge that.
That
Definitely
is
challenge
not.
it. That is crap.
not goalie interference. I'm showing 27 and a half seconds, by the way.
That's where I'm at. Yeah, there's a
Okay.
massive stoppage.
Not to mention, he's well out of
he's
the
on the
paint
top
by
of
the
the.
time,
Sorry.
He's well out of the paint by the time that the shot is unleashed.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh, he wasn't not even close.
Yeah,
No.
but you know the league, they're not going to give this to us, right? Like, let's take a
Not
poll
even
down.
close, people. Yeah, even
I would
Marcus
de-
is
I
saying
would-
it
The
should count.
gamble here is if he challenges it and they lose, of course they lose their timeout.
I'm okay with that.
I would definitely challenge it because your penalty
Yeah.
kill's been really good. So
Wait, would
And
you
you know
lose the
that-
timeout or do you get a penalty?
Oh, here's the other thing. The goalie initiates the contact.
yeah,
Yeah.
the goalie
sta-
initiates it.
they
The
literally
defenseman is
sandwich
pushing
him.
in.
Oh, he had plenty of time to stop that shot.
Oh my god! As a goaltender, like, what do you mean? You can make that save. He's out of the paint like a good couple seconds before the shot comes. Good lord!
Yeah. Just got the final on the Blue Jackets Bruins 5-1. So
I endured a lot of chirping over these last couple of years, you guys. Oh, how times have changed. It always comes back around, doesn't it?
Yeah.
oh, he had time to stop that.
Yes, and he's pushing him into it, and then
The defenseman pushed him. The goalie pushes
Actually, the
him.
goalie started it. The goalie pushes
the
him to
goalie
the
pushed
defense.
him first, then the defenseman pushes him back into his own goalie.
Yeah, that should count.
I would definitely challenge that, like 100%.
Well,
Well,
Spencer doesn't look angry, so let's see.
Well, he's called the timeout. I don't have my
yeah,
captions on.
they're challenging it.
Okay,
challenging
okay.
It's incredible that it took that long until the challenge is initiated. What was going on?
Spencer called timeout.
Well, he's probably in the back of his mind, like, well, they called that one off against the Leafs, and that was basically the same
No, but
amount of
he did
no contact, right?
He did a signal like that. He called that he wanted this like 3 minutes ago. Like I don't understand why it's like taking him.
I think he called timeout to give Emily Engelnatsky and Brett Lienhart, the video coaches, time to review it enough.
Yeah.
You guys, if this
That's
goal
true,
does
that
not
makes sense.
count, I'm gonna lose my mind. I can't handle this anymore. This is
Oh,
like
you
I
won't be
can't
the only
take
one.
it.
You
Like,
won't be the only one. My
no,
water
like,
bottle
as a
might fly
goalie, like
across
you
the
can
room.
you can make that save. Like that is not goalie interference. Like that's
No,
a joke.
not even close.
Thank you, Jamie Truth, for the hydrate. We should all hydrate because they redeemed it. So if you have a drink, you should be
I
stiff.
have coffee in my
chugging on mine
my
all
nice
night.
Capitals cup.
There you go. Nice. Cheers. But I want to thank Troy for checking in on Facebook and Dreaming Truth for checking in live on Twitch. I know that there's a lot of live sports on tonight, so I don't expect a lot of people to watch it all live with us. But I appreciate everyone who is tuning in and doing that. And the Wizards absolutely were crushed by the Knicks.
Here's the call.
134-106.
Oh my God!
Oh, F you! F you, you stupid zebras!
Refs, you suck!
I can't even, like, I'm done.
Stupid ass zebras.
Ooh, Scarberry's not
happy.
He dropped a few F-bombs.
Yeah.
Well, what you can't help. You have to at this. It's like at this point we almost have to just laugh. It's like
it's a mocking laugh.
Fucking God. Yeah.
You give him the Ovechkin clap at the refs. Like you're doing great.
Yeah.
Great job.
Yeah.
Good job, ref.
All right, so Utah gets a power play out of this. 24 seconds left in the first period.
This is stupid.
And,
my God.
I gotta hope that we can kill it here to keep the momentum going into the second period.
Oh shit!
Unable to clear it.
No, get it out.
No.
Big time save there.
Yeah.
Charlie lost his mask.
Yeah, but
that's not good.
Yeah, but also made the save. So I'll take it.
Well, I'll take the save. Yeah.
Yeah.
Charlie lost his mask, and I'm losing my shit. I can't.
No, I can't. God. Wait, who are the refs tonight? Let's see. Hold on. Let's just see.
And he got. By the way, he was knocked off the mask by the stick, not the of the defender. Our guy was engaged with him though, but still, it was not the puck that knocked the helmet off. I just want to point that out.
I love when you talk about it too. Like you always get the like.
We've got Wes McCauley tonight.
Lovely.
Whenever you talk about it too, you always get the one fan that's gonna be like, don't talk about the refs, don't blame the refs, and it's like, what do you mean? Do you watch the game? Like, what do you mean? when you're having calls like this, like. You have to talk about it.
It's getting flashbacks from the Commanders versus Pittsburgh game I was at a couple of weeks ago. So it's pretty rough. We got 7.5 seconds left in the first with this face-off.
Yeah,
lost the draw. 5 seconds. Carlson puts it in the corner. They've got this. Okay, time's up.
All right, there we go.
End of period. A nice scrum in the corner. Watch it, guys. You're down a guy.
Yeah, you're already down one.
Down a man.
Oh, but I like him punching though. Keep punching.
Yeah, we've seen so far this season, like when the Caps get pissed off by calls and things like that, it usually turns out well for us. So
yeah, exactly. Keeping it. I like it. All right, with that, let's get into this next game. Oh wait, we didn't finish the scoring.
Yeah, we got 2 more to go in the.
You're right. So
let's finish getting Rocky Mountain High.
Exactly right. All right, Gil, you can take it away with this goal.
Okay, the other Jake gets into the action here. So Dubois looks like carries it into the zone. Oh yeah, this is the cross ice pass. Dubois gets it over to Chikrin, who had just crossed the line, and bam! Well, it's a wrister, but his shot is so powerful it might as well been a slap.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome shot here.
It's crazy how many goals are scored from almost this exact spot from different players, either through people, but just as we were talking about earlier, just taking the center of it and just ripping it from way farther out than I feel like we were comfortable doing in previous years. I feel like we'd always make one more pass or try to be cute with it. And I just like that we are seemingly shoot first mode. And that's key for this. Jenaya, what are some of your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I think like you said, has been an emphasis this season of Spencer Carberry is shoot the puck, get to the net, and let's get some goals. And Jacob Chikrin has got an absolute cannon. Like Gil just said it, but his wrist shot is more like a slap shot, honestly. He's got an absolute bomb. Where is the contract extension for him? I need it now.
Yes.
It's getting more expensive. It's getting more expensive day by day though. Let's get it done. I know the salary cap's going up, but geez, I hope they get it done soon because it's just getting more and more expensive the way he's playing. He's already got well, he got this one, then he got another one. So he's on pace for over 20 goals as a defenseman. It's insane.
Yeah, and I saw a stat earlier today that we have half the total defensive goals scored of last season already. We're only a quarter of the way or less through the season. So
Tarek El-Bashir pointed that out. Yep.
So yeah, that one. And when Ovechkin scored his 13th goal last season, it was like mid-February.
Yeah. That was crazy.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I forgot how banged up he really was. All right, Rasmus Sandin in the third period. Gil, take it away from there.
So this was the empty netter. Rasmus Sandin playing the, what I like to call the cover point position here in the middle of the point area. Strome gets it over to him, and he throws it in for the icer at 1957, and we're all eating McNuggets.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, not me.
Well,
they don't do that up here. I asked.
Yeah, that's a shame.
We're eating McNuggets tomorrow, and we get a half-price pizza tomorrow.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Right?
Yeah.
No, wait, he scored at 11:05. No, we don't get nuggets.
No McNuggets yet.
No nuggets, but we get
definitely pizza.
We should have gotten nuggets.
Well, you just had McNuggets, and they just took them away from you.
Took it away.
Yeah. We should have had McNuggets.
Yeah.
It's a
but
McDonald's
we get
conspiracy.
pizza.
That's the problem here.
That's it. Well, no, if was a conspiracy about McDonald's, they'd want us to get nuggets, right? Because then we'd have to buy stuff to get the McNuggets. Because if you have to buy something in the app to get the nuggets. But then if you're buying one thing, it's not worth just spending $1. You may as well buy a whole meal, right?
Yeah.
I feel bad for Carlson, man.
So you end up spending $12 or $13 on a box of McNuggets.
It's actually genius marketing.
Yeah,
it is.
Well, I spend way too much at McDonald's in general because my kids love it, and it's Mario Kart themed month. So
Oh, there you go.
I'm doomed. All right. I'm gonna skip ahead because I don't really want to talk about an empty net goal because there's a much more exciting game to talk about. So we're gonna go ahead and talk about the Alex Ovechkin power play goal here to start with a 1-0 lead in Vegas. I will set the stage real fast. We've never won a regular season game in Vegas, and this would be our 7th try. So with that, I'm happy that we had Laura Zeller back on our team, and Gil, take it away from there.
Great movement on this. Again, power play is resurging. Strome and Carlson play catch for a little bit. Then they see the space opening up in front of Ovi. And if you know Ovi, that's all he needs. Wilson sets the screen right here. And then in it goes, right from the office.
McMichael was right there, too.
Oh, yes, he was.
Yep.
He was hiding in there,
They
too.
drew in 2 people, so it was 4 people in front of the goaltender. It's funny because it was a battle of goaltenders that used to play for the other team, right? So,
yes.
And Samsonov is now the 177th victim of Alex Ovechkin.
I know.
Yeah.
Got one more to go until he's #1 all time.
Yeah.
Yager.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Jenaya, what are some of your thoughts on Ovi's first goal of this game?
Yeah, love it. I don't care how they go in for him, just that they go in. And I think he was definitely, obviously, like he was looking for Wilson to get a tip on that, or for it to maybe hit McMichael on the back door, but it obviously bounces off. I think it was Petrangelo's skate.
Oh,
right?
yeah, that's right. It hit him in front.
Yeah, and goes in. But yeah, they don't ask how; they just ask how many.
Exactly.
And I did love how, like, in Carberry's post-game speech too. Like, I don't know if you guys got a chance to watch that yet, but when he's talking to the locker room there, like he emphasized that it was their first regular season. Like, he really emphasized regular season win in Vegas's building, and like it was just like the locker room like burst out in laughter. So I love that.
That was awesome.
T-Mobile, what's in your wallet?
Previously had a couple of wins there that mattered a lot more than anything that's going to happen in the regular season. But still, it was good to see them get the monkey off their back, so to speak, in the regular season in this building.
Yeah,
it's been such an interesting discrepancy because they won a lot of them in Washington, but obviously not in Vegas. And but as you were saying, Laura Zeller, game-winning goal in that building. So it's always nice to see him in a white sweater in that building again. I know Jenaya was at that one, Game 5. In person. And,
awesome.
Yeah.
Best day probably of my life so far.
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah, a lot better than my 1998 Game 4 Stanley Cup game that I went to for sure. We both got to see the cup, but Well, it's funny because it was the Red Wings were wearing red back then, because it was before the Rock the Red era when they switched the colors. I was gonna say they're both won it in white, but that's not true. Anyway, next game, our next goal is we talked about it earlier, his incredible shot, but Gil, Jacob made it 2-0 here on this goal.
So almost identical to the one he got against Colorado. Strome gets about halfway in the zone, holds it, waits for Chychrun to slide in from the point, and he takes care of it from there just above the circles.
Yep. Sorry.
I forgot. This was started by a great forecheck by Alex Ovechkin.
Mm-hmm. I love how he's playing this year. He's moving. He's not standing around even on the power play. He's not standing around on the blue line anymore. He's moving around. He's getting stuff done. He's playing defense. I think this is the best I've seen him play in a couple of years, consistently.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, he's gaining a whole entire audience around him. We talked about it again. He's pulling more people in front of the goalie's eyes so they can't see, and I just can't believe Jacob's ability to have these seeing eye pucks. I mean, it's almost the same goal every time, and yes. I don't know how he could even see. It reminds me a lot of what Ovechkin does, right? Where he just throw it at the net and have a prayer, and somehow it goes in. But it's an incredible shot. Jenaya, any other thoughts on this?
Yeah, he's just Chychrun. He's so good at getting pucks through, but he doesn't just kind of float them through like a lot of guys do. He actually puts a lot of oomph behind it, and he still gets it through. So, just an incredible shot by him, and another assist for Dylan Strome. Unbelievable.
Yep, pay the man. That's all I gotta say. Pay the man.
Definitely.
21 assists already is crazy.
Having Strome for only $5 million this season is
a steal.
Yeah.
Highway robbery.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the SOP line. This is the Strome.
This is Strome.
Well, this is
Dubois out there.
Yeah, Dubois out there, and Ovi.
Yeah.
But still, I mean.
Well, I think they were going to go for a line change.
It's just
that must have been what it was.
Yeah.
So and then they decided to just keep going with it.
Right, exactly. So I think you got a half of a line change happening there. So
yeah.
All right, next one is Vrana, his fourth of the season, and Gil, I'll let you take it from there.
So Sandin throws it behind the net. Protas picks it up, sees Vrana in front. Vrana really excels this kind of play. So he waits at the top of the circle, waits for Protas to find him. Bang, it's in. And I don't think there's anybody that's all that much better than Vrana. Between if you draw a tangent line between the tops of the circles, the two tops of the circles, and shade that area from there all the way to the goal mouth, not many better than Vrana if he's wide open, gets a shot there, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I like that he slowly lurked from the point, right? He didn't give himself up hey, look at me, right? I'm just gonna escape, pay attention to everybody else. And they did, and then he just kind of snuck in behind the team and scored this one. So I thought that was smart. They're being coy with their formations. They're really throwing a lot of different stuff at these teams, and I think that's what's really been so successful for them. Jenaya, some of your thoughts?
Yeah, Vrana, he's really good at finding quiet kind of scoring areas, it just kind of sneaking into areas where he can get his shot off. And he's got such a great shot. Carberry said it earlier this season, before the season even started. I think that he has a shot that can beat pretty much any NHL goaltender. So when you get him in that area, taking that shot is going to hit the back of the net most of the time. So I'm just distracted here because the Utah feed here, the guys on here making excuses for this goalie interference call. And I'm just, just losing my mind here. But great goal by Vrana. Not a great call by the referees in this game.
Right.
There we go.
So true. All right, C4, final thoughts on this goal.
Just it's so good to see Vrana back. The Vrana he was, well, he's not quite the Vrana he was in 2018, but he's kind of getting closer every day, I think. And he's another one I think we need to seriously consider re-signing. soon.
Yeah.
I think he's proven himself that he belongs here again.
Yeah, I think so too. It's tough because part of me wants you to play it longer on the contract because it's the carrot, right? But also you get yourself in a situation where he plays himself out of the city. So
yeah,
it's a tough line.
I do wonder with Vrana too. Like, I would love to see him resign, but I just wonder like where he would potentially fit on like next season's roster, because I know for a fact like they're thinking like Ryan Leonard's going to be on this team next season. So that's one winger spot, and then like you probably want to get Miroshnichenko up too. They almost put Andrew Crystal on the team this season, so like those are all wingers, right? So I just wonder if in their minds they're kind of wondering like where he would maybe fit. I don't know.
Gonna be tough.
Yeah.
Gonna be tough.
That's a good problem to have. I like it. Yeah, but I agree that maybe that's why they're holding off. I hadn't really fully thought about that. All right, the next goal is Ovechkin's 12th of the season. And this one was at 17:38, and I'll let Gil take it from there.
Oh, I love this goal. So Roy makes not Wah, the other team. He's on the other team. Roy, not Wah. Poke checks it, starts it the rush up the ice. Ovi follows him on the wing, and he freezes Pietrangelo. I call him Pinocchio because he got hit in the nose as it got bigger. Anyway, he freezes Pietrangelo, and actually he had no choice. He played the pass, which is classic on a 2-on-1. He played the pass, had no choice, but Ovi being Ovi picks his spot. And I think he did a little cheating here. He knew how Samsonov was going to react here and just picked a spot and in.
I love Samsonov's like pointing at him, being like, "Don't take the pass, take him."
Robbie, I put that in my. I haven't got a chance to like edit it and post it up yet, but I put that in my post game video. I took like the screenshot of Samsonov just being like, "Take Ovechkin, forget about the pass, take Ovi." It was so funny. Oh my God, that was funny.
That's a really great image. People should definitely check. So check out Jenaya's post for sure.
Because that's actually like everybody that watches hockey knows that, like, as the defenseman, like, you actually are like, 99 times out of 100, like, you want to take away the pass, right? But it's Alex Ovechkin. You should take Alex Ovechkin, obviously.
Yeah, you take him time and space. Like, he'll just, it's. And you're setting a screen slowly for him, as you're back, drifting towards the other way.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's.
To be fair, I think he thought the other Knights defender coming back was maybe going to get back in time to like get a stick on it before he shot it. But then Ovi just he stick handled once and then he just released it so quickly that he didn't have a chance to even get there. So.
And he was smart with where he was holding that puck in a way that it wasn't going to get taken away. So he's so smart with how he controls the puck, everything else. It's so funny to read comments on the internet about Ovechkin and people's misperceptions of them from other markets, and it astounds me. I'm like, how do you think he gets here? How is he leading the league in goals? How do you continuously discredit him as like not being the greatest of this era? And they're like, well, you can have more assists, you can do this X, Y, and Z. He wasn't in that time period. Like, he also would have gotten more assists in that time period because the goalie pattern was way smaller. So you have to address it in the time period he's in, and people just find excuses all the time to not.
Well, my favorite too is when they say like, "Oh, anybody would have that many goals if they shot the puck that much," and it's like, why do you think that guys don't though? Then it's because it's not that easy to get a shot on goal in the National Hockey League. It's really not that easy. Like, you have to be able to find areas and get to open space and be able to, like you said, control the puck and actually be able to get the shot off. Like, guys are so quick in the NHL with their sticks. Like, that's why you see shots getting deflected and blocked all the time. It's really not that easy to get that many shots off. That's why he leads the NHL all time in shots on goal. Like, that's not a small stat either. It's really impressive.
And the number of hits. Like, it's completely not ever talked about that he's one of the hits leaders in this era.
Yeah.
Period. Bar none.
That's like one of my favorite things. That's one of my favorite things about him, honestly, is the hits, because it just completely separates him from every other star player.
Yeah. Everyone else has to have another player doing that. He's doing both. And
They
yes,
showed remember we had that graphic a while back? I think I had shared it with you. It was like they did like the top 5 scorers of this era. And
right.
so like Ovechkin's obviously number 1 in goals, and then they had like 2, 3, 4, and 5. And he had like 3 times as many hits or something as all 4 of those guys combined. Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. Like how that's not even talked about, or like assists are considered this great thing where hits are completely discredited. And I'm like, I don't know. And I get that hits are a newer stat, right? So we don't really have a true accurate depiction of hits over time. But you can't discredit the importance of them. Like
Yeah,
it's
and
just,
we all know like Gretzky and Lemieux and these guys were not running people over. Like
right.
we all know.
No.
Yeah. So anyway, C4, any more thoughts on this goal, and then we'll get into the last one.
No, we can keep going.
Okay. All right. The last goal here, an empty netter. And this is one of those empty net goals that people are like, oh, it's an Ovechkin empty net goal. No, he had to earn this one.
Yeah, he
Great
did.
assist by Protas, just flipping it into open space for him to skate through. And he did, and he used his body wisely and used his strength incredibly to create the space to then lead it in, right? So it's not, not as strong a person on the puck would have gotten knocked off the puck there, right? So it's not an easy empty net goal as in just shooting at a blank net, right? So that's why I think it's important to actually see the goals and not just judge them on what their power level is, as they say, right? So but Gil, any other thoughts on this empty netter?
No, you said it all. Just great start to the play by Protas is the only thing I would add. But yeah, it was exactly as you described it. He had to kind of fight off the defender, and he guided it in. Anybody else probably would have just thrown it right away, but he skated it in, made sure it went in.
Yeah, he was on a mission when he made that shot. He wanted to make that shot. He wanted that hat trick.
Yeah, and this was a big boy empty net goal, like Robbie
Oh,
said.
hold
Like
on
was,
here.
I know.
Hold on here. Hold it here.
The stat that I just saw.
Did you see what I just saw, Robbie?
Yes. He scored it first of all in his 39th different venue. Also another goalie that we now add to the list. So now he's tied with Jaromir.
Now he's tied with Yager, 178th victim. So Connor Ingram,
right.
I guess he never scored on him before.
Yeah. So that's incredible. Also, he's the first person to be able to score 11 goals in 12 games and being 39 or older. But it's like, I wonder how often that even is a possibility. And also, he's the oldest person to ever lead the lead in goals. And now at 39, at any point beyond like the first week or two of the game.
Gordie Howe had something like 90 points as a 40-year-old, I think. I looked it up.
But not that as many goals, I think. It was
probably not as many goals, but close.
Yeah. Well, I think
I think they said Wayne Gretzky scored like 9 goals or something.
Yeah, in
his season when he was this old. So
yeah. Oh, that's deflected. I think I'll type there. A Utah power play. I have 23 seconds left. I know that we're all probably at different times at this point.
Yeah, I'm about 4 seconds behind. I'm at 22 seconds left.
I think Utah hit the post there, but you know what? We deserve about like 8 or 12 posts after that call. So
yeah.
They're doing a good job of keeping Utah out of the zone. We cleared it there.
Wilson throws it out, and okay, that is 4 for 4 on the penalty kill for the Caps already.
That's pretty awesome. All right, so I'm gonna stop this screen.
We already had our 1 power play for the night, so we're done.
Yeah, that's right.
Exactly. All right, I'm just gonna go through the upcoming things real quickly, and then we're gonna have to switch to football here. Although I know I could talk hockey all night. But the upcoming games, we're playing Colorado again on Thursday at 7, this time in our barn, so they're going to be angry and coming with a vengeance. On Saturday, we play the New Jersey Devils, and that one's at 7 o'clock. And then next Monday, we have another live game. But this one's at Florida. But that game will be in the third period at the end of the game when we're talking live next week. So that'll be a bit of a different scenario than this. But yeah, it's The New Jersey Devils have been an interesting team. They lost their last one to Tampa Bay, but they beat Florida twice in a row, lost to San Jose, and we're on a 3-game win streak before that. So they've been a little bit up and down, but they kind of gave us fits early in the season, even though it wasn't fair because they had already played twice the amount of games that we had played, or many games to our none, depending on which game you want to talk about. But they're always going to be a tough out this year, unlike in previous years. Colorado's going to be a tough one. And Florida's been really good. And then we're playing, so it's at Florida, and then it'll be at Tampa Bay. We're looking a little bit further out. But Gil, I know it's only really 2 games and a half to preview since we'll be in the next one. But what are your thoughts on Colorado, New Jersey, and Florida?
Colorado is going to be, they're going to have, well, they'll be at full strength. They were at full strength the night they played the Caps, but they'll be back in full swing because they'll have some more games under their belt. That is, it feels weird to say it, but that's going to be the trap game of the week because I don't know that they'll, what that they know what to expect out of that team, but I doubt they're going to, as great as they've been playing, I doubt they're going to hold Rantanen, McKinnon, Nikushkin, Makar. I could keep going. I could drive a Makar and find other names if you want, but that's not going to happen again. So they need to be prepared. That's the game to watch. I also want them to beat the hell out of Jersey because a lot of those fans, like we mentioned on our show, they're full of that team. They really think they've got something there, and I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop and for that team to just drop off. They won't miss the playoffs, but their run they're having right now, they're not sustaining it. I know it.
Yeah. All right. Jenaya, what are your thoughts on the upcoming week?
Yeah, I hope they start Markstrom because he sucks against the Caps. So. I would love that as a first round in the playoffs. Give us that. But no, I think the Colorado game is going to be, like everyone said, a pretty tough one. I think they're going to obviously be trying to exact some revenge for the Caps holding them to 19 shots on goal in their own building. I think that was a pretty deflating performance for them, especially I believe they're still a 500 team right now, which obviously it's not a 500 level roster, right? So they're gonna be on the way up at some point here. You just hope it's not against the Caps on Thursday night, but yeah, it will be tough to keep those guys in check for a second game in a row, I think. Yeah, New Jersey, obviously hoping that we can get the 2 points against them. Those, within the division games are always super important. And then you go to Florida, so that's a really, really tough game as well. They've been playing well, obviously defending Stanley Cup champions. Sorry, can you guys hear my dog here? He's like,
oh,
no, okay. He's got this squirrel toy, and he's just whipping it around to himself, just playing with it.
Using Zoom, it's got noise cancellation, which is super helpful because my animals make noise. I've never heard C4.
Okay.
Or
it's very
Gil,
distracting for me. He's got it in his mouth, and he's just trying to get me to play with him. He's like, "Come on!" But no, three tough games coming up. But yeah, I mean the Caps have been playing super well, so I'm just hoping that they can keep it up for as long as possible here. You probably expect a bit of a dip at some point, but so far they've been really, really good at obviously they haven't lost consecutive games yet this season. They've been really good at bouncing back after a loss and kind of correcting the things that whatever went wrong in that previous loss. So you never know. Maybe we won't see a long losing streak at all this season. That would be nice. But yeah, you kind of expect a dip at some point, but just hoping that it's not going to come anytime in the foreseeable future here. Hoping that I hope they can take at least 2 out of 3 of those games, even though I think that's a pretty tall order given the teams that they're facing.
Yeah. So Utah held our beloved Tom Wilson, and they went to the box for that sin. So we got a minute left of the power play on my view here. And it's been pretty even on shots, 12-12, but Caps are still up 3-1, 15 minutes left here in the second period. But it's been an exciting game so far. I wanted to invite you guys. I know I'll be talking about football for the next 35, 40 minutes, but anyone who wants to stay and just mute their mic and turn off their camera and come back and talk about the third period with me is welcome to. But there's no pressure, and so you guys can decide what you want to do. But I'm happy to let you guys go here, and I'm going to switch to football talk, or you guys can come back in about I would say 40 minutes or 11 o'clock East Coast time, and we can continue to talk hockey then. So it's up to you guys. There's zero pressure either way. But I did want to at least offer that. I know Gil and I've done that in the past with some of these late starting games. But Gil, I'll let you make your first choice. Would you like to stay on the line, or am I gonna let you go here so that way you can unwind?
Oh, I could talk about this all night. So yeah, I'll be back.
Oh, we're going 5-on-3 for 17 seconds.
Yes, we are.
Oh, yeah, I was just trying to see if that was what just happened there. I've got the closed captions on so that I can kind of see what's going on.
Yes. All right, we're gonna go 5-on-3 here, which we'll stay around for this. But Jenaya, what are your thoughts? Are you gonna jump off, or do you want to mute us and come back in 40 minutes?
Yeah, I can probably mute it and come back. I'll probably eat something in the meantime.
Yeah, go for it. You turn off the camera.
I'm surprised you guys can't hear my stomach growling.
I don't want to take it. I don't want to tear myself away, but yeah, I need to eat something too. Oh my God, yes.
Obi off the draw.
I love that this kid just with the signs like 867, 8680 just brought a bunch of them because you never know how many goals he's gonna score.
I wish I could. I love Monumental, but what they do. But I wish I was seeing your feed, Jenaya, because I would love to be able to see those signs. I hope our camera guy gets wise to that and shows it.
Oh, right. You guys have a different right. Yeah, because you guys have obviously the DC area feed. They gave me the Utah area feed for some reason.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, that had some heat to it.
Yeah, that was Obi off the draw, baby.
Oh, that was steaming like a fresh pot of Tim Hortons.
I think he's like, not only do I think he's going to break the record this season, obviously at this pace, I think he's blasting past 900 at this season. I don't know. Like, do you guys think that?
I think it's possible.
Like, if he continues playing this way, because we know last season he was injured, right? So if he's healthy like this and he's playing like this, like nobody retires as still a 40 goal scorer, Like, like, do you think that there's any chance if, say, next season goes like this too, where like he gets like 40 goals or so, like, does he sign on again? I've heard a bunch of people say it, like people who have talked to him, like people in the media that have said that they think he's thinking 1,000, not just Gretzky's record.
Wow.
So I think that's something that hasn't been talked about too much because people don't want to jinx it, like health-wise and stuff. But
just got wrecked. Oh, that's gonna start.
Oh,
throw on the half board.
Oh, that's a melee.
Ow. Okay.
All right. So Jenaya and Gil are gonna turn off the camera and then come and mute themselves and come back in 40 minutes. What do you see for? What's your plan? Are we gonna let you go here and you can watch it on your own, or do you want to stay and come back?
I'll probably come back at least for a little while. I do want to note I will be at the game Thursday for Hockey Fights Cancer.
Okay.
Yeah. My purple jersey tonight.
I wanted to know that one was.
That's the Colorado game.
Yeah, that's the Colorado game. That's why I'm wearing my purple jersey.
Nice. That's awesome.
It's the one you see in my profile picture.
Yep. And that's the game we went to last year, I think, all together, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, actually that popped up in my Facebook memories. That was a year ago today, actually, I think.
Oh wow.
So
game together a year ago. That's so
yeah. Cool. So yeah, the 58 is how old my husband was when he died. So that's why I have that number on the back for Jenaya, who doesn't. I don't think you knew the story.
Sorry, I didn't know that. I lost both of my parents recently to cancer too, so it's a meaningful game for sure. It's
he died.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he died in 2020. He had brain cancer. And then my mom actually had some kind of cancer. They're not sure if it was liver cancer or if it started somewhere else, because by the time she went to the hospital and they got the biopsy done and they figured out it was some kind of cancer, she died like 3 days later. So they just didn't see the point in trying to figure out any more than they needed to know other than it was cancer. So that was not fun. So
misdiagnosis and things is a huge problem. So it was the same kind of situation with my parents too. Both of them were misdiagnosed for like well over a year before finally being diagnosed properly. So it's they
not
need
fun.
to do a better job, that's for sure.
Sure.
Yeah. So Hockey Fights Cancer's Thursday night, and I will be in Ultra Club. And if I remember, I will take pictures and send them to you guys. But I can't promise. I'm not going to make any promises.
Does anybody know where they like sell these jerseys? Because I wanted to get one, like the purple.
You should be able to get it online. I actually got it in the team store.
Okay.
But you should be able to get it online.
Yeah, I think that there might be.
I've seen it. I think when we did our show last year for it, there was a link that we posted in the show notes. I'd have been thinking I'd have done it for this game, but
let me see.
I'm pulling it up right now. It looks like it's slightly different this year, the coloring.
Yeah, they're a little bit different every year, but
yeah,
I think they do like an auction or something too, right? Where you can
actually that's good. Yeah, the auction actually I think is going on already. So you can buy
because I like the idea of that.
Yeah, because it's the team worn. I actually got Daniel Sprong's from a few years from the first year from 2021. I have Daniel Sprong's Hockey Fights Cancer jersey.
I just sent a link to our internal group chat, and I'll also put it on
excellent
the Twitch stream as well. Yeah. All right. Well, with that, I'm going to ask you guys to just quickly mute and turn off your cameras. We're going to switch on and talk football. And then in about 30 minutes, I'll bring you guys back in. That will be awesome. So I look forward to continuing the conversation, and hopefully the Caps will continue to be playing well. They're still up 4-1 into 4-on-4 for the next 1 minute. So.
4-on-4 for a minute. And then, okay. So right around the start of the third period, check back in.
Yeah. That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good.
Cool.
See you then.
Sorry, what did you say? Start of the third period?
Yeah, we can do start of the third period. That's fine.
Or maybe I'll leave the audio on so that I can just.
Yeah, you can still listen, and I mean, you can keep the visual.
Call me when you want me back.
All right, that's fine. Yeah, just mute yourself and turn off your cameras, and you guys can. I'll send a message to the group chat. How about that? When I want you guys to come back, and I'll give you a 5-minute warning on there.
Excellent.
Or do you mind to text me so it actually pops up on my phone?
Yeah. I'll text you. That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. Sounds good. All right, I'll see you guys in a little bit.
Talk to you soon.
All right, thanks.
All right. Sounds good. All right. Champ and Sith, sorry for the delayed start. There's a lot of exciting hockey going on in Utah. But let me change our graphics around real quickly. But Sith, how are you doing tonight?
Oh boy. I'm not sure what's worse. The loss in Philadelphia, the way some fans are behaving online, throwing Jaden Daniels under the bus and already calling him a fucking bust. I'm like, what are y'all watching?
Right, and it's funny because those same fans like 3 weeks ago were celebrating that Hail Mary, right? So,
and note to Jaden Daniels, most of us realistic fans love your body of work. Yes, you're going to make mistakes. You're a rookie. Please, for the love of God, listen to God, listen to your coaches, listen to your family members. Do not get involved with the online discourse, because so many quarterbacks in our past that we've drafted have seen the discourse online, and for the most part, it's just gotten into their heads. And how many quarterbacks have we kept beyond their contracts that we either drafted or pulled in free agency, and they're just like, why should I stay here? Some of these fans flat out suck. And when you're thinking, y'all praised the Hail Mary 3 weeks ago, now you're treating Jaden Daniels the way people in Boston treated Bill Buckner and in the '86 World Series when the ball went between his fucking legs. I'm waiting for someone to see Jaden Daniels on a bar, get a piece of fruit and say, can you catch that? Can you pass that around? Because that's how bad some of these people are. They're absolutely disgraceful.
They were right in both the Pittsburgh game and the Eagles game. Two teams that have incredible defenses that are much more potentially playoff ready than we thought of going into the season. We right now have 7 wins, which is my prediction for the whole season, right? And so, and a lot of us think that they can really get 3 wins out of these last 6. and make it to the playoffs. And so
we control our own destiny, y'all. We're in 7th right now in the conference. We control our own destiny. I checked it this morning. We control our own destiny. Who thought in their right mind 2 weeks before our bye week, because we have Dallas and we have Tennessee, who knew that we would be controlling our own destiny with the latest bye week in the season at this point? Besides maybe CP3. That would be it.
Right. And I mean, Champ was very optimistic as well at the beginning. And so Champ, how are you doing tonight?
MLB The Show is pissing me off. I'm about to break my controller with this fucking game. Anyway. But my only question though, coming off the round table, I don't know if they can still hear me. Can Ovi get back-to-back hat tricks though?
Mm-hmm.
That would be awesome. I think that would make my week a lot better if Ovi gets back-to-back hat tricks. I think that would be awesome.
He still has half this hockey game left. So he scored 2 goals in the first 30 minutes. We can see how many he scores in the last 30. Yeah, it's 13-13 in shots. The Caps are out, scored them 4-1. Yeah, it's super exciting. I mean, 5 goals in back-to-back nights. I mean, it's just a remarkable feat. And to answer the question, he has gotten back-to-back hat tricks in games before. If people were curious about that statistic, he has 31 hat tricks currently in his career, and 1 playoff hat trick, which I got that hat at. So
nice.
Yeah. Anyway, so I agree. I thought the Eagles played a good defense. I think we made a mistake with not kicking for 3 there to put the pressure on the Eagles to go up 1. Because yes, they score a touchdown, it's still a 1 possession game, and it puts the pressure for them to pass it more. They went to the run game. Saquon's hard to take down. I'm really mad at the Giants for making this wrong decision and letting him go. Like, I mean, it's good for us so we can now beat up on the Giants, but it's like a consolidation of power now in the Eagles that we just don't want, right? So he's an incredible talent. He's hard to keep down. And yeah, it was frustrating because then we were chasing the points. We actually made the touchdown and 2-point conversion to get ourselves back into it. But onside kicks, when you have to announce them ahead of time, are very, very difficult to actually to accomplish. But Champ,
only 2% of onside kicks have been converted since this new rule has been put into place. 2%.
Yeah.
So that's not a good stat. Now, talking about this Eagles game, Washington played them pretty straight up for 3 quarters. It was just that 4th quarter where they, where Philly exploded. They got 3 rushing touchdowns in that 3rd quarter. 1 from Jalen Hurts off the brotherly shove, and then 2 from Barkley, 1 from 23 yards out, and then the other one, big 39-yarder, that pretty much put the game away. They were able to get in garbage time that touchdown to Ertz, and then the touchdown in the 2-point conversion. So there was that. But other than that, it was a tale of different quarters. For the first 3 quarters, Washington played them straight up and down. It was no problems. And then that 4th quarter, somehow, some way, they just let up and ended up losing this game. Washington ended up with only 18 first downs to 23 for Philly. 3rd down was what really killed Washington. 3 for 12 on 3rd down, meaning that they were not able to stay on the field and extend drives when they needed to, whereas Philly went 9 of 16 on 3rd down, so they were able to extend drives and keep the defense on the field, allowing the defense to start to gas out a little bit, which left them vulnerable for those rushing touchdowns in the 4th quarter. Saquon rushed for 146 yards and 26 carries and had those 2 touchdowns, so he had a pretty good game rushing as well. There was the lone turnover in the game was the Jaden Daniels interception, but it didn't get him down. He still managed to go out there and have a pretty decent game, 22 of 32, 191 yards with the 1 touchdown and the 1 pick. Hurts didn't throw a touchdown pass. He did run for 1. He had 221 yards passing. But all in all, this was a very tough game. We already knew this was going to be a tough game because it was off a short week. having played at home in Landover against Pittsburgh, and then having to go on the road to Philly, division game, the first of back-to-back division games, and it was going to be a tough one, and it proved to be tough. Though we were able to hang with them for the majority of the game, it just came down to the fact that when you go 3 of 13, 3 of 12 on third downs, your defense is not getting enough time on the sideline to get their breath, to get some time off, to rest. And then they're going out there dealing with a back the caliber of Saquon Barkley, as well as those receivers such as A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith. Even Jahan Dotson even got into the mix a little bit in this game, going up against his former team. He actually had the one catch for 8 yards, but he was around the field. Gainwell also ran well as well in this one, 44 rushes for 43 yards. So he was actually came in for Saquon and got some quality yards as well. So this is always going to be a tough game given the schedule, given the fact it was a short week. And the score may not indicate how close this game was, but this is a fairly close game. And as Sith alluded to at the beginning, we still control our own destiny. We still have a chance to still get a good stretch of wins going and still make the playoffs as a wild card. We still got to see Philly one more time in Northwest Stadium later on in the season. So Philly could mess around and start slipping up somewhere down there or somewhere before that. And then next thing you know, we're in it, and then we can beat them at home, and then there you go. So all is not lost, Commanders Nation. All is not lost.
Yeah, it's just sad, like when you watch people online, because they make it sound like it is over. Like, the season is donezo because we lost 2 games in a row, and it's just I don't see that. I will point out that Utah did just get a goal here. A lot of contact with our goaltender, but unlike the one that didn't get reviewed or overturned the other way, shockingly, you're allowed to mess with our goaltender and score on us, And, sounds like a commander situation going on there. Yeah.
And here's the other, as Champ said, this was not the game against Tampa Bay, our first game of the season, where the game was just completely out of reach. And I had bet, game was out of reach there. But ever since that loss, here's a stat for y'all. We've only lost per game on average by 4 points because we've had 12 points combined in our last 3 losses that we've lost by. Divided by 3, that's only 4 points. This team is actually still getting better week to week. Jaden threw a pick, but if you take a look at his stats throughout the season, the interceptions that he's thrown have been very few and far between compared to what other rookie quarterbacks do when they're thrown out to the wolves like this. So, this team has a lot going for it. I think that this game against Dallas on Sunday is really important, especially on 10 days rest, which will definitely help out Jaden where it comes to the ribs, because we don't know if he's still having issues with the ribs or not. And what we're doing is, with that 10-day rest, Dallas is playing right now. They're playing Houston right now, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. And they're going to have to, get away from that game, into the mindset to have a flight out to D.C. probably, I'd say, Friday, maybe Saturday, maybe on Sunday. Whereas with us, we left Philadelphia, went home, and gave our guys time to relax, time to recuperate. One of the problems with the short week with only 4 days off, as everyone can attest, is your body doesn't have the amount of time it usually would to recover from a punishing game against Pittsburgh. And then, oh man, we got to travel to Philly, go into their house for a team on 4 days rest that lost to Pittsburgh in a nail biter, going into the link, which is a tough field to play in because Eagles fans are some of the worst home fans ever. And that's known for a lot of Philadelphia fans. No offense to people that are good fans in Philly, but some of them absolutely would suck. We went in there, and for 3 quarters, we looked like we were going to hang. It's just that the offense wasn't as in sync as they should have been. But Philadelphia's defense was that good, though, to contain our offense, which had our defense out there longer than they should have been. So, there are lessons to be made here from this game. Absolutely. I have hope that we're going to beat Dallas and just pummel them on Sunday. Then I believe we have Tennessee before our bye week. Let's just win these 2 games out and get to our bye week and really heal our bodies, because after our bye week, we've got a quick stretch to close out the season. And as I said, control our destiny.
The way Cooper Rush is playing right now, I think we could whoop Dallas's ass. These guys are trash. These guys are trash.
Yes. So I just want to give up.
Hold on, Sith.
Okay.
A little bit of a sense real quickly on what just happened there. So Dallas had an offensive pass interference, pushed them further back. They then had a couple opportunities. They ended up getting it to 4th and short. They went for it. Terrible throw. Actually, they committed a penalty on it as well that was declined. And now Houston has the ball back. They're up 20-10 in Dallas there with 2.
By the way, on 2nd and 12, Cooper Rush almost threw a pick. Homie just dropped it out of his hands. Yeah. Like, it was a sure pick if he'd have just caught it. It was right in his hands. And that's why I almost was like laughing, because I was like, oh my God, he almost threw a direct pick to the Texas. Homie just dropped it.
Yeah.
Champ will love this reference. On Sunday, we just need to drop the doomsday device on the Dallas Cowboys. Every single one of them.
Mm-hmm.
The Road Warriors finisher and just demolish them.
And that's what the thing is like, our fan base, everything will be forgotten. They will not have cared that we lost the last 2 weeks as long as we crushed Dallas, right? Yeah. So, and but do not make it one of these games. It's like a close 1-point nail biter. Like, that is not. We need to really put it on them. But I mean, Dallas is playing a good Houston team, very tough right now. And we're going to bring in Arun here, who's joining us. Arun, what are some of your thoughts on this game?
The defense was holding it close for as long as they could, but then Saquon Barkley just got it going towards the end of the game, and those short down conversions that Washington didn't convert on, I think it was like 2nd and short to 4th and short. That was the turning point of the game for me.
Yeah. I still think that take the points. I just, it's the second you start chasing things, and I understand taking risk at some point in the game, but just for me, it wasn't there. And I just didn't like the call at the time. I was saying it. I was like, please just take the points. And they weren't doing it. I just had a bad feeling from the start.
Especially with that play call.
Yeah, that's not a great play call either. Utah is now on the power play again. Minute 45 left in the power play. They are trailing by 2 goals, but they are now outshot Washington 16-14. About 5:28 left in the second period in my delayed time of watching this. Ovechkin has 2 goals on the night and a total of 5 goals in just about 24 hours here. And incredible scoring from the great one, who's now leading the league in goals scored at age 39, which is pretty wild as a statistic. Big save there by Charlie, and a minute 15 left here on the power play. So let's talk about what we need to do differently against Dallas than what we saw in these last 2 games. I'll start off with you, Sith. What is your keys to success going forward into Dallas week?
Keys to success. 1, open up their run defense is not good at all. So guess what? Let's run the ball. Go back to a philosophy that Robbie, Champ, Arun, CP, Hurt, all of us have had before in the past. The run game opens up the passing game. Okay, Dallas doesn't have that much of a good run defense. Our run game's stopped the last 2 weeks. Time for the run game to break out and have a hell of a game. Defense, especially the secondary, we got to be careful because Dallas is not a good team. This is a team that, on paper, we should be on offense, defense, and special teams, and limit penalties. And for the love of God, convert on 3rd down. I think that we stick to basics, use the run game, defense, especially in secondary, steps up, convert on 3rd downs when needed, and just limit penalties, I think we get this game in the bag. I would say 31-7 if we go by the keys. If we don't, it's going to be much closer than it should be.
Yeah, for sure. All right. I want to Champ. What are some of your thoughts on what we need to do differently from the last couple of weeks?
I gotta echo my tag team partner on the offensive side. You definitely have to run the ball, get Brian Robinson involved early and often, sprinkle in some Austin Eckler, especially in the passing game. Eckler had some really good numbers in the passing game, so you know that he's going to be very reliable in that aspect. But you definitely want to get the run game going early and often. Defensively, you got to believe that San Still or Benjamin St-Juste will be on the side of CeeDee Lamb, but you definitely want to have some safety help over the top for someone like a CeeDee Lamb. I mean, they don't really have any other receivers of note on that side that would be of impact like a CeeDee Lamb. So you definitely want to give help for whoever's going to be guarding number 88. So you definitely want to do that on the defensive side because offensively, they don't have anything else going. Zeke is not the same Zeke he was when he first came in the league with Dak or with Romo, where he was running through everybody and doing his thing. He's not that same guy. And Rico Dowdy, like he's not going to really do much of anything anyway either. So run wise, that front seven should be able to do some damage against the run game of the Cowboys. And they should be able to really wreak havoc on Cooper Rush because Cooper Rush can't seem to handle the pressure. He just starts making all kind of erratic throws, which should make the secondary work, which should help the secondary to be able to make the correct reads on the ball and know where the ball is possibly going and things like that because of the fact that, Cooper Rush is not a type of quarterback that's going to understand coverage and be like, okay, I need to go here with it or here with it, especially if we can get the pressure. So offensively, get Robinson going early, get Eckler in there, and let the run game open up the pass and get McLaurin involved. One catch is not going to do it for your number one wide receiver. That man needs to have at least 7 catches and at least 80 yards for him to be effective. One catch is not going to do it with a guy like that. You got to do more. So offensively, get the run game going, and that'll open up the pass game, and you'll be able to do something with that. And then defensively, run game's not going to beat you. It's going to be the air game that's going to beat you. And even then, that's not going to beat you with a quarterback like Cooper Rush. So this should be a game they should win easily, but we say that, and then they turn around and lose by 3. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, I kind of think it's going to be a really close one. Unfortunately, I'm not sure why I think that. I feel like with the rivalry game, it's never so cut and dry. Arun, what are some of your thoughts on this matchup?
Yeah, I agree. Especially we've seen Washington teams be much more talented, especially growing up than Dallas, but they had key injuries, and Dallas somehow finds a way to keep it close. But I guess the plus side is that we did take their defensive coordinator away, so he's coaching against them. It's funny because Norv Turner was a coordinator back in the day for the Cowboys, coaching Washington, but maybe he can game plan something for the offense, kind of like how they had a really good game plan against Arizona. So that's a thing going for them. I think the offensive line has to pick it up, out physical Dallas's defensive line, get the running game going, keep Daniels away from pressure. And I think defensive have adapted to Jaden Daniels, just the way he plays. They've been blitzing more, especially Pittsburgh and the Eagles. It was a short week for Washington to prepare for the Eagles, so maybe they can be more physical, have more stamina at the end of these games, or they've kind of had leads, but they've kind of just given up big running games. And the plus side is Dallas's running game is not as good as especially Saquon Barkley was for the Eagles.
For sure. All right, we're going to do an abbreviated pick'em this week. I'm going to go through quickly all the games that are coming up in this week. Each one of you guys are going to get to pick 2 games that you want to talk about. And then we'll wrap up the football segment. We'll get into a little bit of wrestling, and then I'm actually gonna reverse it and let Champ go early tonight. We're gonna end with hockey, and so that way he's not up until the wee hours in doing this, or he can stay if he wants to be part of the hockey talk as well. But
I might stay. I might stay.
Yeah. All right. That you're totally welcome to. All right. So with that, I'm gonna quickly share my screen and see if I can get this set up correctly. And it reminds me of very old school of, Sith, Arun, and Champ and myself going through all these different things. Let me see here if I can get
Tim, I miss you.
exactly. Tim is in Texas right now. He'll, I think, be back next week. All right, we're gonna go. I'm gonna go through them. I'm gonna make my picks super fast. You guys watch along, and then I'll let you guys each pick one game, and then after you each go through one game, a second game you want to talk about as well, and then we'll let you guys. I'll let Arun and Sith say their goodbyes, and then Champ can continue on with hockey and wrestling talk. Unless if Sith, if you want to stay for wrestling, you are welcome as well. I don't know. Did any of you guys see the boxing? I just wanted to throw that out there that I
Yeah.
Hell no.
Did
I
you
didn't watch that crap?
Sith, did you watch?
I have two words to describe that. Dumpster fire. Okay. Look, if I'm WWE, know this if you're a WWE fan. The transition to Netflix for Monday Night Raw, which starts January the 6th, I believe, it's going to be a lot like when WWE was getting used to Peacock. It's going to take a while, but not only was the buffering bad, but the undercard matches were better than the main event.
Oh, for sure. All right. Well, I'm happy that you guys saw it. So we'll talk about that after we do the football pick. Because I do want to talk about the boxing real fast, and then we can talk wrestling and after that. But real fast, we got Steelers Browns. I'm going to pick the Steelers. I think they're a much better team this year. The Bears are in a free fall. I just can't believe that field goal was blocked. And I know we're not talking about last week's games, but that was a wild ending. And man, I love watching the live streams of Bears fans. I mean, just a tailspin. They were 4-2, and now they're 4-6. How a difference 4 weeks makes in the NFL. The Lions.
I'm making a prediction, Robbie, and I said this to my homegirl Britt. I said, if the Bears lose this upcoming week against the Vikings, Eberflus is gone. There's no way you could justify keeping him around when y'all first 6 games, y'all won 4 of your first 6 games, and now y'all on a 4-game losing streak, and then you turn around and lose 5 in a row. At that point, he's got to go. You already fired the OC as a scapegoat. He's got to go at that point. It's got to be him next.
Their fans want him already gone. They don't know how he could have. And that's crazy that he literally said the same thing they did defensively, like the play before the last play doesn't matter. And then he did it again, but this time he was on offense and decided to sit on the ball instead of trying to get a little bit closer. Then, a 40-something yard field goal is not a gimme field goal. Get as many yards as you can get, to give yourself a chance. That's just wild to me. But anyway, Detroit Lions, I think, are the best team in the NFL. I think they will beat the Colts. Patriots, Dolphins, I'll go with the Dolphins. We got Buccaneers, Giants. Buccaneers are a much better team, even though they've had a rough go of it this season. Cowboys, Commanders, I'm going to pick us. I hate picking for us, Champ, but I'm going to do it.
We're 10-point favorites, so it's kind of hard.
Yeah, I know.
Plus that Giants Tampa Bay game is gonna be interesting because you get Mike Evans back after the bye, and New York is starting DeVito over Daniel Jones for the rest of the season, which means this is my weekly reminder: the Giants got fleeced by Daniel Jones. You're welcome.
Yes. Yeah. All right, Chiefs, Panthers. The Chiefs get right game against the Panthers, and they're going to crush them. We were right, by the way, that the Chiefs finally did lose last week. We all predicted that they might lose to Buffalo. The Texans, Tennessee Titans. I like the Texans in that one. Broncos, Raiders. Broncos have been playing some good football. It's funny, they had a tough start to the season, but they've really picked it up since then. The 49ers are in a free fall. That was a bad loss to Seattle in that one. This is a tough one against the Packers. The Packers do play pretty well at home at times. The 49ers do need a get back right game. I think the 49ers are going to win this one, but I that's my toss-up game. The Cardinals 6-4, Seahawks 5-5. I'm going to take the Cardinals in this one. I know the Seahawks played better last week, but I think the Cardinals are going to surprise the people. We got the Eagles and the Rams. I'm going to take the Eagles on the road at this one. The Ravens and the Chargers. The Ravens need to get a win. That game is going to be a next Monday night football game, so we'll be talking about that next week live. And all right, so I'm going to go through the order we got. So I'm going to start with Champ. Champ, what's your first game you want to talk about from next week?
I definitely, again, want to talk about Tampa Bay versus New York because the storylines, as I just mentioned, Mike Evans finally coming back after missing several games with that hamstring injury. He's had some time to rest. They didn't play him before the bye because they knew they had the bye coming to give him an extra week of rest time and recovery time and rehab time. I think he's going to come back. He's going to be angry, and he's going to be a primary target for Baker Mayfield, whereas the Giants will probably be a little bit more competitive because what we've seen from DeVito previously, the kid can ball. Okay, the kid can flat out ball, so he's going to make the Giants competitive in this game. I picked Tampa Bay to win this game, even though they're on the road. But I think that DeVito is definitely going to make this a very competitive matchup and a very competitive game. It's not going to be a runaway by any stretch of the imagination for Tampa Bay, even though they're getting their number one receiver back in Mike Evans. The other game I wanted to talk about is a division matchup, Patriots-Dolphins. Tua finally had a really good game since coming back from his concussion this past week. But Drake May has absolutely started to shine. As I said last week, he's slowly but surely starting to really put it together. And I think here, a division matchup, New England on the road, I actually am picking, even though 92% of the country on ESPN is picking the Dolphins, I'm actually picking New England to win this one in an upset because Drake May is playing absolutely pretty good football from the quarterback position. And I think that if they could put it together with not just the run with Stevenson and whoever else is back there running back, but in the passing game as well, I think they could go into Miami and beat the Dolphins. Like I said, Tua has had one good game since coming back from his concussion. That was this past week. I don't know if that's going to start an effect of him starting to get back to form or what's going to happen there. But that game right there is going to be, even though both teams are nowhere near the Buffalo Bills in terms of the division, this could still be a pretty good division game. So those are the two right there that I really am going to be focused on.
Yep. So you're going to be busy at the 1 o'clock hour watching those games. All right, Sith, you're going to go next. Which two games do you want to talk about?
Minnesota, Chicago. Chicago's in an absolute free fall right now. And it's really wild because they have the number one draft pick overall as their quarterback. And the entire team, they started off hot 4-0. But it's like watching the Titanic sink. And when you win one out of your last six, it's not a good look. Minnesota, they're rebounding pretty well this year. They're getting used to life without a certain former Washington quarterback who I will not name because, in my view, out of mind, he's no longer here. But I'm taking Minnesota to win, but don't be surprised if Chicago somehow steps up out of the funk and beats Minnesota, even though I'm picking the Vikings. The other game is another game that on paper should be a no-brainer, but you just never know. And that's Pittsburgh-Cleveland. I joked in the live stream with Champ doing live reactions that this is a game that could put you to sleep. But here's the catch, though. Pittsburgh has trouble at times inside the dog pen. For some reason, being 2 hours away from Pittsburgh, there's only 2 hours apart from stadiums. Somehow Cleveland has a way of making that game interesting at home. And there have been a few times where Pittsburgh's the overwhelming favorite, but Cleveland puts in a shocker and actually beats Pittsburgh. Don't think it's going to happen this time because Tomlin has a really good team that is just coming out and saying, yeah, we're still here. I'm taking Pittsburgh to win this one, folks, but don't be surprised if Cleveland tries to make it a game at home against a rival from 2 hours away.
Yep. All right. I'll go to Arun next. What two games do you want to talk about?
I'll talk about Eagles Rams. Eagles are 8-2, and they might be a better team on paper, at least on the defensive end. But the Rams got their offensive weapons back in Puka and Cup, and they looked excellent last week. And for the Rams, it's kind of a must-win game because their division is super tough. Well, their division is close. I guess if they lose, they could still be in it, but they're playing with a lot more desperation, and they need this game a lot more than the Eagles do. So even though I think the Eagles should be favored to win, I think the Rams, um, especially coached by McVay, I think he's a better coach than Sirianni. That could be a close one. And then the Harbaugh Bowl, Ravens versus Chargers. Um, that should be a really good game. Also, J.K. Dobbins plays against his former team, while the Ravens picked up Derrick Henry. Dobbins have been having an excellent season, and he closed out the game for the Chargers against the Bengals with that TD run. So I think it's a lot closer, at least than 83% are picking the Ravens. I think it's more people could pick the Chargers, even though the Ravens should win. I don't think Tucker will have a bad kicking game like the Bengals kicker also had against the Chargers. So the Ravens should win, but it should be a close game.
That was a crazy ending that Chargers game. They came all the way back, 3 touchdowns back, and then they still found a way. Yeah, it was just it was an interesting matchup for sure in that Chargers game yesterday. But all right, let me just put a random number in here. And all right, I think that we've gone through. I do want to talk a little bit of the boxing one. Arun, what was some of your thoughts on the Netflix boxing special?
Yeah, I actually went out to dinner with friends, and then they wanted to go see the fight. So I was probably gonna maybe watch it, but it kind of became an event. And I think a couple of my friends thought Tyson had a chance, and another couple were like, Tyson's too old. And the ones that said he were too old were right. And then my friend said that it looked like he wasn't trying to hurt Tyson towards the end of the fight. There's a little bit also, I think he was trying to bait Tyson to punch him and then knock him out a bit. But one of my friends said he knows somebody at Netflix who said the fight might have been rigged. So it could have been, but they definitely went all the rounds. It's like, I think a lot of smart people on sports books, at least I saw on Reddit, they all said the fight would go the distance and Tyson would lose, and that's what turned out to happen. And it was a pretty boring fight. These big fights, some of these Mayweather fights and this Tyson fight was kind of just a bummer in terms of it wasn't that exciting.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I fell asleep during it. I found the women fight was much more interesting. And I don't think that the correct person won that fight. I don't know a ton about women's boxing, but I know that the featherweight came up to a higher weight class and she put on a show. There was some headbutting going on and some questionable calls and I don't know, a questionable decision. Sith, what were some of your thoughts on that women's match and then obviously the final one?
Women's match was actually really good. It was better than the main event, as I said earlier. And all I thought when I watched the main event was the day before I sat through Megalopolis, which I reviewed at the beginning of those spots I did last night. And Megalopolis was better than the main event. A couple of film a complete misfire was better than the main event. Mike Tyson, I still love him. He's still one of my favorites of all time, pound for pound, back in his heyday. Jake Paul needs to stop having these exhibition fights with guys that are way past their prime and go for some of these younger people that are around his age range and even hangs with them. Instead of, oh, I need to get social media influence. Quick, let's call up this guy in his 50s. This is why people don't like him. Because he thinks he's
laughing his way to the bank, though, right? I mean, he made 40 million. Tyson made 20 million for 18 months of work.
And Netflix laughed all the way to the bank because they're just like, ha ha ha, y'all are suckers. But I think overall the card was okay. The buffering was horrendous. And I was like, I've had worse. On Max, I've watched soccer, MMA, and the NBA on there, as well as the NHL, without any problems. Netflix is much older than Max, but yet Netflix had buffering issues the entire night. That was just sad.
Yeah, people were complaining about that a lot. I never had the buffering issues, but I don't know, why that was. One thing I thought was a very strange moment was in the interview of Mike Tyson when they chose to just show his ass for millions of people to watch. I was like, really? Like they couldn't that was what they decided to do.
Yeah.
Questionable and it just too much lead up and build up. I mean, I'm fine for telling a story, but like I fell asleep during the build up. I missed the fight. Like I literally had to watch it back later. I was like, it was just such a I don't know. I felt like they needed to go like right into it after the women because the women set the tone so well. I felt like they had they just shouldn't have stalled for so long, in my opinion. It would have definitely made it a better show. Arun, I wanted to talk Wizards, but they suck really bad.
We don't need to talk about Wizards. I also said, no, we don't need to talk about them.
Yes, we're not going to talk about them. They lost really bad tonight, and so that sucks. And
I had a schedule in the tech department. And my Villanova guys, they played well against the Wizards. So that's good.
Yeah, that is good. And I just have to say, Kyle Kuzma, poking, the bear last year against, the Detroit Pistons said you don't want to be those guys. And then Detroit Pistons social media quote tweeted it back at him, last night.
He still has room though, because we still could get to 29 games. That would break the Pistons streak, but that's what Kuzma was referring to last year because the Celtics were losing by 20 to the Pistons, and the Celtics came back and they lost their 25th game. But the Wizards have time; they could still lose. And Bagley is right now. He was on that Pistons team, and he's right now on this Wizards team, so he could go for both losing streaks.
Cool. On that note, Arun, I really appreciate your time as always, and we'll have an exciting show next week when we talk about the Hardball Bowl, and hope that you have a good week.
Sure, thanks for having me on.
All right,
easy, Ren.
And I'll let you and Champ quickly talk together about anything that you want to talk about this week's No Spots podcast, and any other things that you wanted to talk about, and then Champ and I will go over the week that was in wrestling after you do a little shout out for the podcast.
I wanted to super kick Sith for making me watch the 1994 Survivor Series. Holy shit.
Oh. Yeah.
That was terrible.
Yeah. Matter of fact, on my TikTok tomorrow, a quick recap of Due Prophecy, the debut episode happened last night. That was actually, I'll have to give it time. But going back to what Champ said, that pay-per-view was god awful. We both gave it a D. And I think Champ and I may have been a bit too nice in hindsight because, oh God, this was a disaster. But like
I had myself a palate cleanser today. I actually watched the 1996 Survivor Series as a palate cleanser.
I consider Megalopolis to be my palate cleanser, and that was decent. But anyway, Champ and I will be back later on this week for the next episode of the No Sports Podcast, where we're going to be previewing AEW Full Gear. Then Champ's doing live reactions to Full Gear Saturday night, probably just the main card because we don't do pre-show because the kickoff show for AEW is mainly an ROH advertisement. Over on The Basement, which is already recorded and ready for Sunday at 5, the 30 best albums of my life that influenced me the most. Wide variety there.
Nice.
And on TikTok this week, I'm answering a wrestling question at some point this week on my own TikTok, Dune Prophecy, which, it takes place 10,000 years before the events in Dune, but you wouldn't know that looking at the storyline so far.
Yeah, well, I just linked it over on Twitch to Sis Show on Spotify. You can search for the Sis Basement, and it's a great show, a wide variety of different stuff. He's also great on the no spots, which I also do the champ command, so that will pop up as well. But you guys do a great job together. I'm super happy that we got to talk football. I wish it was, after a win, but hopefully we'll get a big rebound game, this upcoming week, and then Sith will have to have you on 3 weeks in a row, hopefully to get a win here.
Yep, absolutely. I might talk to you guys next week. I'm not sure yet, but God willing, we get the W that we really, really need. Y'all take care. Champ, I will talk to you later on this week. We haven't decided yet if it's Thursday night or Saturday midday for those spots, but be sure to check on our socials, because once Champ and I decide, I will begin the word out on all of our socials.
Cool. Sounds good. I appreciate it. Seth, wonderful as always. I appreciate you through 9 seasons of doing this with us.
Yeah.
And it's fun to do picks again, which we haven't done in a little bit. So appreciate you for joining us for this extra long segment. And I know it's a little bit later than usual, but I appreciate you for sticking with us, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right. We'll see you guys. Take it easy. Good, everyone.
Right. Sounds good. All right. So, Champ, as we get ready for the third period, let us know some of the latest news in Raw and SmackDown. I know that the teams are sort of shaping into form in this the Bloodline storyline. Let people know what's happening in that.
Yeah, Bronson Reed was revealed as the 5th member of the Bloodline 2.0 on SmackDown, which is leading to the 5th member of the original Bloodline being possibly revealed on SmackDown this coming week, based on the actions that happened on Raw on this past Monday night, which I won't get into, even though Raw was already put out there because it's already been pre-recorded. But yeah, it's looking like the men's War Games match is going to be set by this coming Friday. The women's War Games match was set on Raw this week. I'm not going to say who it was. You just got to watch it to find out. But just know that someone has come back to make it 5 against 5 for the women's side for War Games. So that should be a good one. Also, Braun Breaker had a title defense against Sheamus on Raw. You can check out that match. It was a really good one and everything like that. So that's what's going on with Raw and SmackDown. Other parts of wrestling, New Japan and Stardom had their second installment of the historic crossover event, where they basically had a show where they intermingled with each other, where they had a lot of mixed tag matches and a lot of matches featuring members of the Stardom roster, as well as members of the New Japan roster, which saw the lone intergender match be for the KOPW 2024 Provisional Championship. Great O'Connor, who's the current Provisional Champion, defending the title against Suzu Suzuki in a hardcore matchup, which saw them use chairs, a board with forks on them, all kind of stuff. But Great O'Connor was able to retain his championship. That was one of the many matches that happened on the card. The main event saw the 5-star Grand Prix tournament winner, team Micah, team with the G1 Climax tournament winner and current IWGP World Heavyweight Champion Zack Sabre Jr. To defeat the team of the Starlight Kid from Stardom and the returning El Desperado, who's the #1 contender for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship coming up at Wrestle Kingdom. So a lot of developments came out of the historic crossover 2 event, including another match added on for Wrestle Kingdom 19 on January the 4th. The IWGP Women's Championship is going to be on the line. Mayu Iwatani, who has gone almost 600 days as champion, will defend that championship against Azumi at that event, after Mayu was successful in defending that championship against Momo Watanabe at Historic Crossover 2, and then afterwards would demand that she defend the championship at the Tokyo Dome at Wrestle Kingdom, not Wrestle Dynasty, on January the 5th. And Azumi, who was victorious in a multi-person match earlier on, came out and accepted the challenge, given that during the 5-star Grand Prix, Azumi did pin Mayu Iwatani during that tournament, which gave her a rightful claim to be the next challenger for that championship after Momo Watanabe got her shot, which is going to happen at Wrestle Kingdom. So Wrestle Kingdom starting to take shape. We're still waiting to see how Wrestle Dynasty is going to take shape, since AEW as well as Stardom and CMLL are going to be involved. Those are going to probably not start to develop until December after Full Gear, which is this Saturday coming up. As Sip mentioned, I will be live reacting by myself, since Sip live reacted solo to Wrestle Dream, which was the last AEW pay-per-view and whatnot. So that's going to be coming up. Again, when we do the podcast proper, we will let you guys know on our socials. It'll either be Thursday night, which will give us a very abbreviated weekend review all the way up to the go-home edition of Dynamite, or it'll be Saturday midday, which will get us all the way to the to Impact as well as Rampage and SmackDown. We will make that decision by either Wednesday or early Thursday. We will be doing the podcast for World Tag League, because World Tag League in New Japan begins on Tuesday with Block A action. So myself and Sage will be on Friday night this coming week. So that's what we got coming for you, with no spots on Twitch, with audio from both podcasts going up on Spotify and on Amazon Music the very next day that we stream, unless we stream this Saturday, at which point the audio for that podcast will go up at least an hour before the start of Full Gear.
Got it. Wow. Busy time in wrestling for sure. We got 17:23 on my delayed start here in the third period. I'm not sure how much time you have left on yours, Champer, if you're watching this hockey game.
17:21.
All right, we're both at 17:21, so we're both at the same stoppage. So it'll be close. We got Verona in the box, it looks like. And what's the call here?
Delay a game.
Delay a game, yeah. Oh.
When he flipped the puck out, I guess they called it a delay game. So
yeah, because
Utah's on the power play.
Yeah, that's a bummer. Well, welcome back.
Hi, Jenaya. Hi, C4.
Hello.
Oh, I'm joining you guys. I don't watch hockey much, but I'm joining you guys because I don't go to sleep till 2:00 anyway. So I might as well just stay around and hang out. Gil, my man.
There you go. Oh, I think you're still muted, Gil.
I know. Hey, Champ.
Hey. So, real quickly before we get going too far, I do want to have one wrestling segue, because C4, you got to go to a wrestling match a couple weeks ago. Is that right?
I went to 2.
Oh, right.
I went to NXT Halloween Havoc and then Monday Night Raw in Hershey.
Nice.
It was a blast. Had so much fun. I wish. All right, hold on. I'll have to see if I can show you the pictures. The two different. I don't have pictures of the boys on Saturday night, but or Sunday night. So Sunday night. So I don't know if you can see. That was Sunday night.
Oh, cool.
Fairy Queen. And then Monday night. Hold on. That was Monday night.
Nice. That's awesome.
Did
you like going to Raw more, or you like going to a pay-per-view of NXT more? Which was more fun?
They were both a lot of fun, to be honest with you. We went to SmackDown in August. That was a lot of fun too. So
that's awesome that you've gotten to see kind of all three different products within a relatively short period of time. So it'd be kind of cool to see it with Hershey, because I'm sure that the fans up there are super into it. So
yeah, it was kind of funny because because we had tickets for both nights, so the people sitting around us were the same people because they all had tickets for both nights.
Oh, nice.
So it was like, so Sunday night I was the Fairy Queen, Marcus was Deadpool, but they wouldn't wear the mask in, so he was actually Nice Pool.
Oh,
and
nice.
our friend Ryan was Barf from
yeah,
Spaceballs.
Yeah.
Yeah, so our friend Ryan was Barf from Spaceballs, and then Monday night you saw me, I was full goth, Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley, but I heard she retired.
She didn't retire.
No, she'll be back. But
I gotta keep my mouth shut.
But no, that's okay.
No, because Robbie's gonna watch Raw, and I don't want to spoil it for him.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
We'll talk offline. Oh,
Oh, wait, was the Raw that you went to the one that had both episodes? Is that no, that was a different one.
No.
They filmed that the following.
Yeah, Rio wasn't at the one.
Yeah.
Because that was the one right before Crown Jewel.
Right. That makes sense. Yep.
Or the one right before Saudi Arabia. Yeah, Crown Jewel, Saudi Arabia.
Yeah. No, you're right. So I have a question. When you buy the tickets, do they have like a package deal to get both of them? Is that why everyone got the tickets? That's kind of cool.
Yeah, you could buy one, the other, or both.
Nice.
It was actually, it wasn't that expensive. I think it was only like, for both nights, I think it was like $160.
That's so cool.
I mean, and we had decent seats, so we were like in the corner looking down.
So the Caps killed the penalty at 14:30 left. Now Ovechkin looks like
eight. Is that
no.
8 down? Oh
yes,
no, that is 8 down.
Oh no.
8 is down. He's back up though, but he's lower body injury. Oh boy. This does not look good, boys and girls.
Oh, he's not even playing
well. Oh, damn it. Damn it.
Oh no.
God damn it.
That sucks.
Oh no.
Ooh.
Well, he's sitting. He's not going down the tunnel.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Hoping it's just a stinger.
Let's hope.
Let's see what happened here.
Oh,
shit.
Oh
what?
my goodness.
Pardon my French. Knee on knee.
Oh.
Worst. The worst.
That reminds me of the one that Nazem Kadri got him with.
Yeah. Almost identical play.
That's not good. Hopefully
How is that not
okay.
Could they have called a penalty on that?
They could have. Yeah, they could have. And they didn't.
I kind of think you should when it's the guy chasing Wayne Gretzky. Holy jeez.
Yeah.
Considering like how many power plays has Utah had in this game already?
Right.
3.
7.
1, 2.
7.
7. I'm not kidding. It's 7.
Well,
I think the reason why they probably didn't call a penalty because it looked like incidental contact. It looked like it wasn't intentional.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1. Yeah, 7, 8.
Is he staying on the bench? They're not
Utah has actually had 8 power plays. Because if you count the double minor against Wilson, technically 8.
Is he still on the bench, guys? They're not showing me on the Utah feed.
I don't.
I'm trying to see.
Yeah, he's still on the bench.
Yeah, they haven't shown him leave. Yeah, they haven't shown him leave yet, so I don't know.
I mean, this guy survives things that like anybody else would be out for 6 months. So hopefully that'll be the case.
Yeah.
You just hope it doesn't affect him because he plays through so many injuries all the time, but like it does slow him down when he does. So you hope that's not going to be the case here.
If a grown ass man hits my knee, I'm down for the count for like a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm 3 years old, and I'm 3 years older than Ovi.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy.
Some stuff going on here. A lot of shots on goal. A lot of zone time for Utah. They're
this is
down
not good.
2 goals. They're up 2 on the shot counter, 20-18. We're now having a little bit of a battle in the corner.
Taking it too casual here.
Yeah, you can kind of tell that we're a little bit out of sorts.
What's going on here? The app's showing us a goal, but here we go. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
I was just saying. I just heard a shout from downstairs, and then the app was saying 5-2.
I'm way behind.
Oh, but
you hang.
way to buzz kill it, the goal, and now they just show Ovi being taken to the locker room.
No. I think he was waiting to try to.
Damn.
Yeah, but he's still.
He looks like he's moving good.
He's walking. He's putting weight on both legs.
Yeah, so
it could be worse. It could be
worse.
Oh,
that goal was pretty, right over his
Nice.
That was a nasty.
Yeah.
That was a nasty angle too, man. Holy
that was pretty.
smokes.
That was pretty.
Obi might have tore his Achilles.
No, you wouldn't be walking down.
Walking like
Marcus.
that. Yeah.
Silly boy.
Marcus being
Marcus.
I'm not gonna lie though, it's very hard to be happy about the goal when Ovi's walking down the tunnel.
Very true.
It's true. But I'm happy that that could be a huge deflating moment, and so I'm happy that the team chose that as
walked off on his own power to the dressing room. So okay, yes, we know.
Yeah, we saw it.
Well, he's chatting in the Off Their Chains.
I know.
Chat room. So, and it keeps. I'm watching the game on my phone, and the notifications keep popping up because I have my computer on the app. So I'm looking at the app, and the app says 5-2, and the phone still says 4-2, and I'm like, wait, what?
the app is not exactly, yeah.
But it was actually Duhaime this time. So, and Anna said, you're right. He's somebody we need to start watching. He's kind of been quietly making a name for himself there.
I will say I'm enjoying watching this game with y'all that I would have been sitting here with Robbie watching the Cowgirls get their tails.
That's true, and they still are.
I do
have that.
Are they still getting their tails whipped?
Yeah,
I haven't been paying attention to.
I kind of want people to see like the behind the scenes of what I'm dealing with over here. So I got over here, we've got live chat plus the Cowboys game. On this computer over there, we've got all of us and like the video stuff. And then over here, we got the live hockey game, and then I'm on my own other screen talking to you guys. So
that room is actually smaller than it looks, by the way. Yeah. I've been in there.
Is it?
Yeah, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screens going on right now.
Oh my gosh, I have 1, 2, 3.
Oh, and my phone, but it's. But yeah, it's 19-20. Utah's still out shooting them by 1. The Caps are out scoring them 5-2 where it matters. 10:35 left in my time in the third.
Yeah, just hit 10:34. So yeah.
Yeah, we're all fairly similar. And I will mention that Houston did just score a touchdown, and they go up 33-10.
Oh.
Cowboys.
Get shit on, Dallas. You guys are ass.
Ooh, the app just changed again.
Oh, okay.
To what?
Wait for it.
Okay. Might be good. Caps are on the rush.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Thunder.
I like Utah. What a great place to play.
Right?
Utah's getting dog walk. Get shit on. Oh my God, that was beautiful.
Touchdown.
Right through the 5-hole. Look at this. Get by him. Get him out. Get the goalie out. He's ass. Get him out.
They already switched goalies. This is the backup that's in there.
Oh, they switched him. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh,
Vegemelka. He's the one is in there now. Ingram got pulled after the 4th goal.
Oh, so we definitely. So now we need an Ovi trick.
Yeah, I know.
Now we really need an Ovi trick.
Yeah, I really wanted back-to-back hat tricks. Damn it.
I know.
Well,
5 goals in less than 24 hours.
And you guys, that's why I'm so scared right now. My heart is like dun 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 dun. Like,
yeah.
Well, at least he was walking under his own power. So.
Yeah, I don't think they would have let him walk back if they thought it was that the trainer's not letting him go back on his own power. If there's any chance that it's like significant.
I don't know though, because one time I literally tore my knee to shreds and I skated off the ice and walked down the tunnel.
Yeah.
I know that's not what you want to hear, but
well, I can say the same thing. My shoulder, I had half a tendon holding it together before I had surgery in February.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
And I have no idea how he did it.
Because it's like sometimes it's just like adrenaline, and you're just like, no, I can walk, I'm fine, and then you realize afterwards when you have the MRI that you really shouldn't have.
Yeah, well, I hope that's not the case.
Oh, yeah, one eye on Twitter just in case they make an announcement.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I doubt they'll bring him back in this game anyway because
I don't think. No, they really shouldn't.
No, they wouldn't bring him back in this game, but hopefully he's
at least they don't play now until Thursday. But you just hope it's not something long term.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the one thing.
He should that goalie should have had that. That was a bad goal on that goalie. But I mean, I'll take it all day long.
Time to put in the Zamboni driver, Toronto?
There we go. There we go.
34-10 in this Houston game. 3:05 left in the game, and so we'll see. McCarthy, they're showing his playoff. He missed the playoffs his first year, then he lost in the wild card divisional, then wild card, but now it feels like it's back to missing playoffs again. So It's a good time to be a Commanders fan, knowing that they've taken away their defensive coach and obviously the heart and soul of this team, it seems. So hopefully we can learn a lot from watching this tape, and hopefully we're well rested and we can take advantage of that, obviously, coming up here. Do you guys want to stick around for the whole rest of this hockey game? I'll leave it up to you guys on on what you guys want to do.
What we got? About 9 minutes left. I'm good.
9+ minutes.
Okay, that could take 30 minutes.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah. All right. So that's fair. That's fair. I like giving people outs though. I don't like to be like, you're now stuck for an extra 30 minutes. So.
Like I said, I don't go to sleep till like 2 a.m. anyway on Mondays, so it is what it is. I'm here.
Yeah. There you go. You can. It's rare to actually watch along a whole entire hockey game.
All right. You on my lap? This is the cat that is like clawing my legs. He may look innocent, but he is far from it.
Wow, the Caps already are close to the number of 5-goal games they've had all season last year. This is their 9th, and they had 10 all season last year.
Right?
Wow, we're the highest scoring team in the NHL, I believe, right now. Which is
it's only going up after this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Turn it down.
I was gonna say maybe we'll have back-to-back 5-2 wins, but Protest wasn't down for that. Adds another one.
No.
How dare
You've got a touchdown.
Ruin the symmetry. He's trying to skate on it. Interesting.
He's back out.
You guys got to tell me what's going on because they're not even showing me. Come on,
yeah, he's back. He's taking a practice.
Took a practice. Yeah, it's still at the.
Ow! Cat.
Oh my God, you scared me, Cheryl Ann. I thought you were
I thought
something that Ovi's doing. I'm like, what?
No,
what is it?
Her cat jumped on him.
This thing needs his.
Read the room here. Jesus.
Sorry. No.
Cats don't know how to read the room. They just like, look, I own this.
No, they don't. No, they don't.
They don't. And this
right
one,
after Robbie's like, oh, they're showing Ovi, and then she's like, ow!
This one is a diva. This one is like massive diva. Now he's trying to chew my thumb. Does it taste good? Does it? Is it good? Is it good?
I can't believe that Ovi came out and like skated for a minute. I still.
That's a good sign. That's a good sign.
Yeah. Okay. Down.
The trainer lets him do that. That's a good sign.
Yeah, that's what I'm surprised about. Oh.
Yeah. Oh, almost got another one. That was 88. That was.
Yeah. Marzipan.
Yeah, I get Mangiapane and Dubois mixed up. I was getting them mixed up last night, so I'll get them mixed up all year.
Let me ask you: are we meaning you? Are you changing your opinion a little bit on Pierre-Luc Dubois from the preseason?
Oh, I did a 180 on him 10 games ago.
Yeah. That's what
yeah.
No, when he came out after the Caps lost last week and said, "Oh, everybody should be embarrassed," I said, "This is the kind of coach I can get behind."
Yeah, no, Dubois is, he's showing me something. I think what we saw in LA was him not fitting into a system that was obviously not built for him at all.
Yeah.
That was
the
problem.
They had him playing in just the wrong role too. Like he was like their third line center.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a heart surgeon, and they expected him to be a plumber.
Yeah. Yeah, and they wanted him to like he's not playing. He wasn't playing enough minutes, and he should be in the role that he's in now with the Caps, which is like a scoring line that's also a line that you can deploy as a shutdown line because he's really good matching up against the other team's top lines.
Yeah, so that way you flip it. Our number 2 goes against their number 1 and vice versa kind of situation. Yeah. So
well, it's helping the top line for sure. Like look at how much Strome and Ovi and Protas are scoring because they're not getting those tough matchups, at least not at home, because the Dubois line is handling all of them.
Well, and they're deploying less minutes, so it's less wear and tear on their body. Like Ovechkin's has some of the least amount of minutes I think he's ever had.
Yeah, like he had a hat trick last night and he played like 14 minutes. Like,
that's what you want to do is conserve that energy and still be effective and because there's just too much times last year where you just had to put them out for 25 minutes and it's just like that's brutal, especially defensively. There'll be a lot of breakdowns in those situations. So I think they've done a good job of rolling all 4 lines this season and really trying to
much deeper team now. I love what Carberry's doing too, like how he kind of let us in on what they're doing as far as like practices and stuff. Like he basically kind of changed what they're doing this year in that he's giving them more days off as long as they're going to give him what he wants in the games. Like if they're going to be super, super hard on the forecheck and just attacking teams all night long for 60 minutes, then he's like, then you can have the day off the next day. Like more rest in order to have more energy to put into the games. And it's totally working.
I think he said the line "use rest as a weapon." So I think it's an interesting analogy that you don't have to just practice for the sake of practicing. If you're playing a lot of games in a short period of time, what are you really practicing?
Ooh, look at them old school jerseys. I remember watching them in those jerseys.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Kind of wall check. I love him.
Oh yes, I liked him.
Yeah.
Who was that did the neon knee, by the way? Did you guys see?
Jack McBain.
I'm sorry, that sounds like a villain.
It's the same. It's the very, very same.
Yeah, the villain from
Get it out there. Get it out. Get it out. Get it out.
Sorry. Public enemy number 1 now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think of almost probably the whole league because everybody's loving watching what Ovechkin's doing right now.
Yeah, somebody he's prime candidate for a beatdown right now.
Yeah.
Three of those guys are.
Well, Tom Wilson was already not happy in the second period, so
yeah.
Ooh. He fought that one off, but
hold on to that, Charlie.
Was able to melt that. 7:23 here in the third. Washington's now outshooting Utah 22-21, but where it matters the most are outscored them 6-2 in this game. So
well, the shots we've taken have mattered. So
exactly. I think that's. I find a lot of games where we go up over 30-40 shots are not necessarily the games we win. I feel like we're better when we're.
Gets it off the board to Protas to Mangiapane.
I'll be right back. I need more tea.
There you go.
Okay.
I think Ovi's not on the bench again now.
Huh.
Wouldn't surprise me if he's getting treatment in the back. The team still hasn't made any announcements.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything.
I do think that's a good sign, though, that he came out and tested it. Like, you're not doing that if you have a torn ACL or something.
Yeah, that's true. Come on.
Probably weighing should we try to get the hat trick or should we take the rest of the night off?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it sucks as if it was closer, maybe they pull their goalie, it's a little easier. In this situation, it's unlikely. I can't believe that after we talked about him being 1 away from Yager, he ties Yager for, most different goalies in the same episode. So,
Yeah, and there's another goalie he could have scored against.
I know.
I think he's beaten Malcolm before, though.
Oh yeah, I think he has beaten this goalie before.
Oh, has he?
That's an absolutely insane stat, though. Like 178 goalies, like 178 goals in the NHL is a great career.
Right.
Whoa.
Cover it.
Oh wow, we're lucky they blew that whistle. Oof.
Ooh.
He's a little bit of a snow angel there in the crease.
Yeah.
Ow, cat.
Now he's eating my foot.
That's where for you, Chucky, you're just like, yeah, meant to do that.
Exactly.
Totally planned. It's routine save.
Yep.
I feel bad. He's been good for us this year, but he just fights it a little bit more this year than it seems like last year. I'm not sure what changed. But it's just not coming as easily to him as I feel in some ways.
I think he's just not really quite warmed up yet. Like, he's also, like, at the end of last season, he was playing every game, right? So it's a little bit different when you're playing only every second game. And then the Caps have had such a weird schedule, like,
that
to begin with.
Doesn't help.
Yeah, like, they barely played any games for, like, the first few weeks of the season. So you as the goalie playing every second game, like, you might play once a week, so it's a lot of time off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hadn't really thought about that. It's. Oh, sorry. Oh. Everyone's losing their stick now.
Get.
It's
what?
Three different players lost a stick in a row.
Why not?
Oh, come on.
Yard sale. Oh, okay.
Oh, come on.
Didn't get it out there either. Oof.
Get it out. Get it out. Jesus, boys. Come on
this
now.
Utah team is pissing me off.
Mm-hmm. Here we go.
It's interesting. This game is a little bit different than a lot of Charlie's games. He hadn't been getting the goal support in a lot of them, where he had a lot less goals.
That's true.
And similar numbers of goals against and save percentage. So it wasn't like his numbers were significantly worse, but he was taking some losses.
Yeah, his goals against actually coming into this one was just slightly lower than Thompson's, which you wouldn't expect with Thompson being like 8-0-1, but
right. But they were averaging 1 to 2 goals less per game in front of him, so scoring, which makes a difference. All right, we got 4:40 left here on the third on my view. Now it's even in the shot count at 23. 6-2 is still the score.
Come on. Get it out. Get it out. Get it out.
Right,
but don't ice it.
Oh, good.
Yeah, they had enough icing. There last night. There was enough icing for about 3 or 4 cakes last night. Jesus, it was crazy.
Yeah, the puck doesn't seem to be sliding across this surface quite as quickly as last night, for sure.
Yeah, it's true.
That's really the big difference I find, because the rinks, the dimensions are the same, but obviously the ice surface itself can be a bit different.
Yeah, well, a lot of people say our ice is crap, but
yeah, no, I think that they're right. We do a lot of different sports on it. It's
well, there's sports, there's concerts, there's events, there's all kinds of stuff.
3-on-1.
Oh, what a save!
That was a nice save.
Perfectly. We got 3:38 left in the third.
Dubois deserved a goal. Yes, he did.
Yeah.
All right, we're in the attacking zone.
He's been one of the, I saw that stat, like, I think it was just yesterday or the day before. He's been like the 4th unluckiest player in the league in terms of like his expected goals versus how many goals he actually has.
Yeah.
It was like he should have like 6 or 7 right now, and he has 1 into the empty net at that.
Oh, if I
they throw it down now.
The answer.
They throw it down now. What's good? He's like, what's good? Tom was like, what's good?
Oh, it's the guy.
Yeah.
Come on, kick his butt, Tom.
Oh.
Kick his butt, Tom.
Take him down. Yeah, Tommy.
Take him down. Come on, Tom.
There it is.
There it is.
Come on.
Come on. There we go.
Fist,
there we go.
Eat fist. There you go. Eat fist, you hoser.
There it is. Took him down.
Homie dropped the gloves on the wrong one.
I'm obviously behind you guys, but that was a shot right to the back of the head.
Yeah, it took him down. Willie's like, I'll go to the box for that. I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
I'm all right with that.
I'm more than all right with that. He deserved it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. We'll take the minor penalty for the instigation on that, but
every time.
That's fine. 3:09 left in the third. And we're gonna go to a commercial.
Games in hand.
Yeah. So I love that. The Texans Cowboys game is also in hand. The Cowboys end up losing that game 34-10, which I love. So hopefully we can carry that forward next Sunday and smoosh them again. So
my poor brother.
He's a Cowboys fan?
Yeah, and I'm not sure why, because we grew up in Virginia.
Oof.
So I never figured out why. I think it had to do with
I'm disowning your brother, just so you know.
I mean, I think it was just whoever was playing at the time. He liked one of the players and just decided he liked the team.
It's still terrible logic. You're in Virginia. You should root for the Redskins. So, but anyway.
Well, I actually rooted for the Patriots for a while because my parents are from New England, but
I find that slightly more acceptable than rooting for a team down in Dallas that has 0 to do with the area or Europe.
I have I don't ask. I
I was
don't
born
question.
during a Cowboys Redskins game today. I don't know if you know that, but
Oh, really?
I did not know that.
And
That's
I was
great.
I was born at halftime, and the Redskins came back and won that game. So it's definitely in my
Did
blood.
they have it on in the delivery room?
I think so, or at least in the living room. But yeah, so it's a forever thing for me.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I've been.
I don't follow football too much, but like the Cowboys are basically just like the Yankees of football, aren't they?
Yes, 100%. I think that
in terms of being hated, for sure, yeah.
That's what I mean. Like the team that everybody
in terms of
they spend a lot of
hated.
money. They think that they're top shit, and everybody else hates them. I think that is very similar. And in a lot of ways, I root for the Lakers a lot of times, but the Lakers are kind of that team, in the NBA as well. So it's a similar thing where you're a fan of them, you're a big fan. If you're not, you just think that they do everything in their power to put money towards winning a championship. So there was no love lost for them losing in the World Series for me, for the Yankees.
I love that.
Yeah. So, although in a lot of ways the Dodgers are just the West Coast version of the exact same team, but it's here or there. It's at least not.
Yeah, it was the lesser of two evils, though.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Got 301.
My dad's a Yankees fan, so
I got the answer to this.
Oh, okay.
Brett Hull.
Oh, okay. I thought it could be Hull. I didn't think it was going to be the great one because I felt like that was too easy. Oh, good job, Gil.
Yay.
So the question was, Ovechkin has now had scored a hat trick against 19 different franchises. Who has done it against 20? And that was Brett Hull. So it makes sense. And yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Careful, Charlie.
Has done a hat trick against 19 of the franchises.
I know the game's in hand, but I really would rather we didn't let them score again.
Yeah, at this point,
You know,
pretty happy with our debut in Utah. So all things considered, especially for how it started. So
yeah, I was a little nervous at first.
Goal scored, and we talked about all the jinxiness of this podcast past.
Well, not to mention all the penalties. Good night.
Well, this is great because we always sucked in Arizona, so I like this move.
Yeah, I like this move too.
On the other hand, Utah's 0 for 7, so we're good there.
Yeah,
we're 1 for 3, so.
Yeah, it helped our penalty
0 for 7. Jeez.
It's wild. It'll help our penalty kill numbers.
Which is kind of odd because isn't this most of the same players that were in Arizona last year?
It's all the same players.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they weren't. I don't remember them being that bad
last
year.
I think we're just way better too.
Yeah, I think
well, yeah, we're. And I'm gonna be honest, we're doing a lot better than I expected we would be doing so far this year. So, I am quite happy with this team.
Yeah, it's been crazy for just DC sports in general. I didn't think the Commanders would be doing this well. I didn't think this.
Yeah.
So.
Well, the Commanders finally got the Snyder monkey off their back, and they finally got
wash the Snyder stink away
an owner that seems to know how to let people who know what they're talking about run the team.
Well, he's run so many other sports organizations, which I think it shows. It's like, yeah, I mean, the Devils aren't anything spectacular, but I don't blame necessarily ownership for that. So, and it's the 76ers, and once again, the ownership has put pretty good players into place. They just never been able to figure it out. So,
okay, now we need to get the nuggets that we should have gotten in the first period.
That's what we're looking for here.
Mm-hmm.
That's
it. We just need nuggets.
All right.
Or the extra point, if you will.
Nice. I'm looking just real quickly to see. I think we're gonna visit our friend Davey is eating a sandwich after this. And
yeah,
he's up too.
I like Davey.
Yeah, Davey's a lot of fun, and he just went live. So I think it's kind of perfect. So I'm gonna get that all set up over here on Twitch. And so once this game is over, I'll say our goodbyes, and I'll let people head on their way. I'm super excited how this game went. It was fun to get to cover the whole game with you guys. And
Yeah, it was.
Jenaya, you don't get to watch a lot of hockey games with other Caps fans, so it's kind of fun to do.
I know.
it.
I'm always watching them behind because they usually start at 4 o'clock here. So it's always like a PVR situation. Don't look at your phone because somebody's going to blow it for you, and always watching it behind.
Mute the conversations. Turn off.
And then a rarity is you get me on here, and I rarely watch hockey.
There we go.
Yeah. But Champion, good luck. You watched last night, right? The Vegas game. I think you.
No, I didn't. I didn't watch the Vegas game last night. I should have.
Oh, okay.
You know,
you had mentioned early on they got the hat trick, but I guess you just saw it right away.
No, I was getting the alerts. I get the alert when I don't. Even though I don't watch the games, I get the alerts because I have the Caps as one of my favorite teams on the sports app. And so anytime they have a game and anything happens in their games, I get the alerts. So I at least know what's going on with the team, even though I don't watch regularly like you guys do.
Yeah, the app, for the record, the app's showing 11 seconds left.
All right.
Well, on the computer anyway. So.
All right. With
but
that,
for all intents and purposes, it's over.
Yeah, it's done.
Yeah.
They're not scoring.
I still want Nuggets.
Last 8 seconds here. We got 5, 4, 3.
It's over.
2,
2 games in a row without a Connor McMichael goal. What the hell's going on?
I know. Caps win. Caps win 6-2. Well done.
I like it.
That's a good one. All
Let's
right.
hope we keep this momentum going in on Thursday, boys.
Yes. Hope you have a great game that you're going to. I hope that is.
C4, I'm glad you mentioned that because I was listening to you guys' conversation about your parents and passing away from cancer. Y'all probably don't know this, but my dad actually just passed away from cancer December of last year. He had stage 4 small cell lung cancer. They said by the time they found it, it was pretty much too late. And he found out in September, and 3 months later, he had passed away. And so that's a very, something very, very near and dear to my heart, being that I've lost someone to that very dangerous and very disgusting disease. And my son's mother just got over cancer just recently. And so it's had a very strong effect on my life and whatnot. So hopefully you do enjoy the game, and they do a great job with that. And my condolences to you, C4, and to you, Jenaya, as well, because I know exactly how that feels. It's the worst feeling in the world for that to get that diagnosis, and just like that, the person that you look up to is no longer here. And so just wanted to put that out there before I make a comment about the fact that Bruce Boudreau is on the post game live.
Yes.
Bruce. Yeah, I don't know if you caught the first part of that conversation. My husband died of brain cancer 4 years ago.
Okay.
So that's if you saw on the thing, that's my jersey. 58 is how old he was when he died. So that's why I have that number on the back of this jersey.
Yeah, my dad.
So when I turn my camera off, that's the back.
Yeah, of my jersey. I saw that, and I was like, okay, that's the jersey that she's wearing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we can see that the actual stream can't. When you turn, I have it set when you turn off the camera, you go off screen. Yeah, but that's fine. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Well, I knew you could see it, but
yeah, exactly. But I was explaining to people watching the stream. They're like, "What is she talking about?" They probably.
Oh, I can turn around and show them.
Yeah, there you go. You can see it there. Yeah. So, all right. Cheryl Ann, are you guys still doing this Quorum Off the Chain podcast? Or are you guys?
Yes. We do it on YouTube. We record it on YouTube, so it is up. Well, last week's episode is up. We did the live stream yesterday for the Vegas game. I believe we're recording on Wednesday. Yes, you're recording on Wednesday. I may or may not be there Wednesday. I have a thing that I do at church on Wednesday nights. This Wednesday's the last week, so I'll be back regular after that. I think we're live streaming. I think he wants to live stream the Tampa game, but I'm not sure. So
All right.
I'm just kind of along for the ride on that one. But
yeah,
it is Sucram it's Mark is spelled backwards. So SUCRAM, capitals off the chain podcast, and it is off the chain. But it's fun.
Yeah. For sure. Well, thank you, Seafor, for joining us for this first Utah adventure, and
thank you for having me.
Wrestling stories as well, and we'll definitely have to have you back on in the next couple of weeks.
Yep, I'm around. So, yeah, I'm usually around Monday nights.
Awesome. So. Sounds good. All right, Jenaya, I know you do a post game every single for each one of these. I'm excited to see what you're going to do for this one. I'm sure it'll be a fun story that you can recap. But I'm going to do the command for Jenaya in chat, and you can always go to JenayaTalksCaps.com, and also the same thing on Instagram and on other platforms as well. But let people know what's up with you.
Yes, I have been doing the post-game videos after every game. These last couple of games being back-to-back, I haven't gotten the Vegas game up yet, but both of the post-game videos for the Vegas game and the one here tonight in Utah will be up sometime tomorrow or tomorrow night. I'm having a lot of fun making the videos. They're a lot of fun to do. Unable to decide right now if this game actually is a win or a loss until I know how Alex Ovechkin is. But so yeah, we'll hold our breath for that one. But yeah, I've got the post-game videos on YouTube. The YouTube channel is just Jenaya Talks Caps. And then I have the, if you ever want to be able to find everything, I usually post most things on my Facebook page, which is under the same name, just Jenaya Talks Caps. So you can follow along there as well, or subscribe on YouTube.
Yep, and you can find the link for her YouTube and her Instagram on her website. So that's kind of an easy way to find all of that as well. Jenaya, it's super fun to get to talk to you again and get the other coast perspective on the Capitals, which I always really appreciate, and the goalie insight is always great as well. And today we were lucky, so we got another win. So I'll take it. I think it's actually the second win we've seen in a row with you live on the show. So
because I brought this cup for you. This is the lucky
there you
cup.
Go. There we go. Gotta always bring
Jenaya's good luck.
There you go.
She is.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. She's probably. Well, we'll see if she's busy next week because it's a much earlier game, so I'm sure she's going to DVR that one.
Yeah, that one's 4:00 here, I think. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
7:00
when you're. We'll cover the end of it live on air next week, so that'll be an interesting watch along for sure. But Jenaya, you've been fantastic as always. We look forward to talking to you soon.
Sounds good. Thank you for having me, and you guys enjoy the rest of your night. Cheryl Ann, enjoy the game on Thursday.
Thank you. I will try and remember to take and post pictures, but I'm not making any promises.
All right. Good.
Peace, Jenaya. Peace.
Have a good night, guys.
Good night.
Night.
All right, Gil, final thoughts. Anything else from the No Spots or from the Power Play Point podcast that you want to let us know about?
Yeah, so our latest episode is out. I want to apologize ahead of time. I'm not making any excuses here, but it's really hard to keep an eye on the game, run a Facebook room, and edit a podcast all at the same time, on top of which, for some reason, the way the audio recorded, there were strange blips in and out that I couldn't completely tackle. So I want to apologize for that ahead of time.
Actually, I was listening to it today. It seemed fine on my end.
Okay. Well, when I was working with it, it was the worst it had ever been. So I don't know if I got everything, but if it does translate however you catch it, I apologize. But we're featuring, as we mentioned many times tonight, Caps Fight Cancer, because that game is coming up. And spoiler alert, yes, Cheryl Ann tells her story as kind of a crazy way the thing's scheduled with Anna being out, and the Caps Fight Cancer game is coming up. So I just went ahead and had her tell her story. If you didn't have a chance to listen to it tonight on this podcast, then catch ours, and she tells the whole thing as to why Caps Fight Cancer is so important to her and should be important to all of us. That's one feature, and of course we go over all the games, the two games that happened in our week. So yeah, it's out now. Give it a go, and if you like us, give us a download and subscribe. And we're still looking for listeners to come on with us and talk with us, and give your take on the team. So We record every Sunday evening. You can't work with us there. We'll get you on somehow, some way, but talk to us, talk with us, come on with us, have your say, because you need to be heard, and we're going to make sure you're heard.
So one last statistic they're showing right now is Washington is 5-0-0 versus the Central Division this year, which is interesting. And also in chat earlier, we had Troy mentioned it was a 3-0 road trip. So that's some exciting things. We were hoping to win 2 out of 3, so they have exceeded expectations once again. So hopefully they'll be able to continue that. We've got 2 games next week, as we were talking about earlier. The Hockey Fights Cancer versus the Avalanche, and then we're also playing against New Jersey. And then next Monday, Florida will be recapping the first 2 periods and talking about the third period live. So that'll be fun to discuss next week as well. So yes, thank you guys, Gil and C4, so much for all the hockey coverage tonight, and we'll talk to you guys soon.
Sounds
all right.
good.
Thanks
Take
for having
care.
us. Night.
Good night.
All right, Champ, any final thoughts before we raid over to Davey?
Yes, the Dallas Cowboys between 2022 and 2023 only lost 1 home game and had a point differential of close to plus 16. This season alone, they have not won a single home game, and their point differential is minus 22. So clearly, this team is complete garbage. And now they're getting ready to come on the road, which gives me slight pause because they didn't show their road record, which is a little bit better given the fact that they do have, I think, 2 or 3 wins, which means they win on the road, yet they can't win at home. So this Commanders team is definitely going to have to step it up with this team coming in, having to lick their wounds at the back-to-back blowout losses at home. They're going to have to do something. But fun times. It was great to hang out with C4, Gil, and Jenaya watching the Caps game because Lord knows, like I said, I didn't want to sit here and watch the Cowboys, even though it would have been enjoyable watching the Cowboys just get absolutely dog walked. It was a lot more fun watching the Caps, though. Hopefully Ovi is okay. Hopefully it's not too serious and he's back and he's able to continue on that path. I believe with the 2 goals he has tonight, that puts him 28 away from the great one, which it's now more obtainable than ever that he could surpass Wayne Gretzky's record this season, as Jenaya mentioned way earlier on. So I think that's going to be something I'm going to even be paying attention to moving forward now that he is under 30 away from the record. So this is a fun night.
Let's hope that he's okay. I'm a little worried
Yeah.
about how tonight went. We'll see how that goes. But 5 goals in 2 days, pretty incredible. With that, we're gonna raid over to Davey. I'm gonna start that raid right now. And grab a raid call. I put them in the chat. Thank you everyone for tuning in live on Facebook, on Kick, on YouTube, and on Twitch. We'll obviously be back next week for episode 356. We'll recap the Cowboys versus the Commanders. We'll talk about the 2 Caps games that happened last week and the live game that will be happening. We'll also talk about the Wizards, if they can win a game, and some other wrestling news and other sports news as well. I really appreciate everyone for tuning in. Thank you, Adrian, for tuning in as well, and everyone for tuning in on Twitch. We're going to raid over to our good friend Davey right now. Hope that you guys all have a wonderful night.
Sayonara.